goes left, pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jalen Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11.109. Now SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Topic Thunder podcast. I guess technically this isn't, another edition of the Topic Thunder podcast. This isn't a podcast. This isn't a show. This is a stream. This is going to be reacting and analyzing everything that happens in the NBA draft today. If you guys are new here, welcome. For one, we are going to be broadcasting on YouTube as well as Buzzer. We went live on Buzzer last night whenever we had our Super Thunder Roundtable pod with Brandon Raybar, Alan Styles, and Derek Parker. And Buzzer showed up and showed out. So expect them to be doing that again. So, hey, if you were here on YouTube, if you're here on Buzzer, or if you're just here, we appreciate you guys coming on. As I mentioned, I am Dylan Hunsinger, Thunder Chats. I'm your host today. I will be joined by my co-host Alex Roig here in the next 13 minutes or so, probably like right around the same time that the draft is going to start. And we will also be joined by our first guest. Now, we're going to be joined by a few guests from some local like Thunder podcasts to kind of get, their take on what they think the Thunder, who they think the Thunder should take, or their take on who the Thunder did take, as we get later into the draft. And this will all be culminated at 10 o'clock. I'd say that's probably around when the draft is going to be over, 10 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll be joined by Chuck from Chucking Darts. He will be coming on the pod for about 20, 30 minutes just to give his take on everything the Thunder did, kind of give them grades and ratings and whatnot. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a great night. This is our second year we've gone live on YouTube for the draft. We did Spaces before that, so this is just a really fun time. The chat's already popping. We got Weirberto in here giving us the part. It's a party, man. It's absolutely a party. Lamar said, we are here. Where else will we be, man? We are here for sure. Hayden says, we here, AJ to Utah. Oh, okay, yeah. You want to get your BYU guy back to Utah. I mean, it's not impossible. I would say it's very unlikely, but it's not impossible. But, we'll kind of see how it all plays out. And then Matthias says, let's freaking go, Dylan. Yes, Matthias, let's freaking go indeed. Since we are sponsored by FanDuel, I just want to say, I didn't get to say this on the pod yesterday because, we are sponsored by FanDuel. So, we like to say something about FanDuel every podcast, but it's hard when we have guests on there. Don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, just kind of sitting there, twiddling their thumbs. Yesterday in the World Cup, Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland all played. Last week, I bet them to have 2 shots on target and 1 goal each. That hit last night. I doubled down. I said 3 shots on target. I almost did 2 goals. I almost did 2 goals apiece. I would have been a very happy camper if I had 2 goals apiece. But I did anytime goal for all 3 of them, and I won again. Turned $7 into like $400. It was a great way, like a great way to kick off last night, going into the podcast with the Thunder Roundtable and into tonight with the NBA draft. So vibes are immaculate. If you want to make a pro in the World Cup, or, if it's available, if the markets are available in your area and you can bet on the draft and draft positions, go do that on FanDuel. I encourage you for that. All right, let's see here. Josh saying Thunder grab Wilson. Am I tripping? What Wilson? Like, one of my buddies' last name is Wilson, and there's a basketball behind me that has a Wilson on there. So I'm like, Caleb Wilson. God, dude, that was embarrassing. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, hey, that'd be interesting. It'd be really cool if they were able to trade up for Caleb Wilson. I think it would take a lot. I don't know if Chicago is even willing to do it, but hey, Weirberto, is it too late to draft LeBron? Depends how you feel about Braden Burries. I'm just kidding. And we are all degenerate gamblers here, friend. Absolutely, Berto. Use FanDuel. Yeah, I get it, Cowboys fan. I get it was Caleb Wilson. Okay, I just had a minor brain fart. Got a lot of Wilsons around me. I'm talking to a Wilson about my World Cup bet today that went south because not because Cristiano Ronaldo, because England specifically. And I have a basketball back here. Playing basketball at work tomorrow. It is Wilson ball too. So that was the only Wilson's on my mind. And I was honestly like, the top 4 feels so unattainable. I haven't even thought about the possibility of the Thunder getting AJ Dybantsa, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, or Caleb Wilson. So that's my defense. Again, insufferable brain fart, but that is why. Lamar says, I thought we would trade up to get Wilson too, but kind of looking unlikely now. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It really feels like, their new GM, I can't remember what his name is, but he said the acronym SLAP. I don't remember what it stood for, but I just remembered that Caleb Wilson. You know what? Let's just look it up because, we're live. Might as well. Let's see what the Bulls GM meant by SLAP. Size, length. I thought it was size and length. I wasn't 100% sure. Athleticism, physicality. I probably could have figured that out if I thought about it long and hard enough. But size, length, athleticism, physicality. Caleb Wilson is that in spades. I don't see them stepping away from that. It would take a lot for them to step away from that. But it'd be cool to have Caleb Wilson on this team. Absolutely. I think he feels a need in terms of like the wing spot off the bench, short term, long term, maybe into the starting lineup. And a guy that can create his own shot. Theoretically, he's a really good defender. Again, getting back to that size and length and athleticism, he's got all of that in spades, and the physicality. It's just putting it all into practice because some of the defensive tape at North Carolina was kind of choppy. Like he was a defensive playmaker, but in terms of like positionally, there was some to be desired. So, anyways, Bears says 2 firsts for Herb Jones. I don't know about that, man. 2 firsts is a lot for Herb Jones. Like we're talking about, they've thrown around Lou Dort as a guy that could get traded. Like the Lakers were targeting Lou Dort, and people are talking about like 25 for Lou Dort. Like that's probably fine. Like that's 1 pick. I feel like that's fair value for Lou Dort. Herb Jones getting 2 firsts. Like I feel like they're similar level defenders. Like I know Lou Dort took a step back last year, but I don't think Herb was as impactful last year either. And Herb's also had a lot more injuries than Lou has. Hasn't been available as much as Lou. So I probably wouldn't give 2 firsts for Herb Jones. Short answer. But anyways, as we're waiting on Alex, I guess I will go ahead and kind of give my take on the draft. From a Thunder perspective, if you guys don't already know, as I've talked about it on another podcast, I'm a huge Burries guy. We put out our official predictions as a podcast on Twitter today, and my prediction was that we, in a situation where back in 2022, in which we had pick 2 and pick 12 in the lottery. We took Chet Holmgren, obviously. And as we got near to 12, it was announced that we traded up to pick 11. A lot of people thought that we used pick 12 to do that at first. Then it came out that no, we used outside assets that we already have, not in this draft, to move to pick 11 and maintain pick 12. My prediction is that we do something similar to that. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the mock drafts here recently, but Jeremy Woo, like he's dropped like 3 or 4 in like the last 2 hours. But his most recent one had Braden Burries falling to the Warriors at 11. A lot of people say that's his floor. Obviously, that's my guy. So I am saying that the Thunder do something. They offer something, whether it's like actual players with Isaiah Joe or Lou Dort, future first rounders, maybe some of those other team first rounders that aren't necessarily our own, like, the Denver Nuggets 2028 or next year's Clippers pick or something like that. And you get pick 11 while maintaining pick 12. And then my prediction is you take Braden Burries at 11, Morez Johnson at pick 12. I'm just saying, if we ended up with Braden Burries and Morez Johnson, I'd be hard pressed to find anybody that's mad about that. I would be thrilled. I would be absolutely thrilled. I would be giddy. I would probably jump around this room, do a heel click, cartwheel, something embarrassing. Because that's dream scenario. That's 2 of my favorite guys in this draft class. So anyways, that's my prediction. Alex will be on here in the next 3 or 4 minutes and kind of give his prediction as well. So chat, don't die on me now. I need you guys to keep it coming at least until Alex gets here, because it's just me and dead air. So keep ask me some questions about the draft. Tell me your opinions on the draft. Let's keep this conversation going. Don't leave me hanging, please. I'm begging you. Oh, and also I will address, like, I haven't talked to Alex about this. I'm just kind of making an executive decision. We are doing spoiler picks. Okay. I have the draft up here on the right, just for like the spectacle of everything, like as the picks come through and whatnot, as I usually do. But I will be reacting based off of the tweets, whether it's Shams, whether it's Mark Stein, whether it's Marcus Spears, whether it's Chris Haynes, like whoever it is, Jake Fisher, I will be reacting based on those tweets. So that's what we're looking for. Oh, we got my guy TJ. What up, TJ? My guy, dude, you are my guy. All right, appreciate it. TJ says fire room, bro. Hey, appreciate it. Shout out the wife. She put all that together about a year ago at this point, but honestly, it's a little messy. We kind of share it with the kids, the bottom shelves and some of the shelves because they do homeschools and whatnot. So, yeah, but no, appreciate it, man. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's a pretty sweet setup as well. All right. Ty says, love it. Absolutely. We will be doing spoilers. I think that's what you say you love. That's what we're doing. We're staying as up to date as possible. Javrion says, bro, what time does it start? In an hour? Absolutely not. It does not start in an hour, as Cowboy Fans says. And TJ says it starts in 3 minutes. And it absolutely does. It starts in 2 minutes now. So the time is counting down. Right now, I'm looking at a Cracker Barrel commercial. That's where we're at. Who are some prospects that you guys like? Oh, let's see here. Speaking of the wife, have we found a new home for the Cookies and Cream game wrecking machine shirt? Absolutely not. I still have my Cookies and Cream shirt. I actually wore it. When was it? I think it was like last week. I appeared on some of the guests that we're having on the on the stream today. I was on their podcast, and I was wearing that shirt, defending Casey Wallace with my dying breath. So there we go. Maddie Moles in the chat. Chats, give me the rundown for the slop. Man, I don't fully know the slop. Okay, I guess the big thing is it feels like Nate Ament is gonna go potentially pick 8. Like I've seen a couple of mocks here, and like recently, I think Sam Pacini dropped one, and of course Jeremy Woo. Nate Ament could go as high as 8, and No Ceilings also put that as well. On their prediction mock draft, our guys at No Ceilings, and they put the caveat that this is not Nate Ament going to the Hawks. This is the Hawks trading the pick and Nate Ament being the pick. So that's kind of the mindset that the Hawks are open for business at pick 8. The idea is that the Pelicans are offering Trey Murphy for pick 8, not obviously not just like a dead for dead swap, but feels like that's kind of what the trade is looking like. It looks like the Pelicans are trying to move up to 8, and they like Mara, they like Braden Burries, and I think they also like Nate Ament. So that is why No Ceilings. That's why all these guys are putting Nate Ament to the Hawks at 8. He makes no sense to the Hawks. It's basically Risache Pardue. I don't know if that's how you say that. I've always wanted to say it, but hey, there I said it right there. But yeah, I think that if the Pelicans execute that, Nate Ament can go 8. Otherwise, I've seen a lot of smoke about Nate Ament going 9 to the Mavs. The Mavs, like a lot of people say, like the draft starts at 8 with the Hawks, and it absolutely does just because of the trade. But the Mavs can go so many different directions. Like that's the beginning of the Braden Burries range is what everybody wants to say, and they like Braden Burries. Actually, 8 was the beginning. I'm sorry. Obviously, Dusty May just got hired yesterday. Ade Mara, Moraes Johnson, Yaxel Lindenberg, like all those guys just played for him last year, won a championship with him last year. So he's going to have all the insight, all the knowledge about, where they're going to go, what they could do for your team, he can bring out of them. So there's that. And as I said, there's a lot of people saying Nate Ament could go to the Mavs. So like, whatever happens at pick 9 could like legitimately shape the rest of the draft. Like miss me with the Hawks stuff. I think that I think that the Hawks it's kind of where the draft starts just because of the trade possibility, but I think Mavs is really where the draft starts because there's so many different ways it could go, man. All right, get back to the chat a little bit because I don't want to abandon them after I beg for them to talk. Hayden says, what would be the craziest thing to happen in the draft? Craziest thing to happen in the draft is a mock trade that I actually heard could happen. That was on the table, but I don't know if it will happen. Utah Jazz trade Ace Bailey and number 2 for pick number 1. Utah gets AJ Dibanza. He comes home, the BYU legend, the Utah legend, as Hayden really wants him to. Washington gets Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey. Now, the Jazz don't really need Ace Bailey because if you bring in AJ Dibanza, you got Keontae George, AJ Dibanza, Lauri Markkanen, Jared Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler. You still got like Isaiah Collar, Bryson Sabah, like Cody Williams. You still got like a pretty deep bench as well. Like Ace Bailey is just kind of like icing on the cake. And do I think it's crazy to trade Ace Bailey for moving up 1 pick? Absolutely, I do. But like, if that's what you got to do to get the guy that you want to get, hey, go for it. And I mean, Hayden, I think you'd be happy. I think you would be happy to see AJ there. Let's see here. Jay Vrion says, appreciate you, Brody. Sincerely, a Packers fan. Cowboys fan. Okay, yeah, I get it because he told him the time. I was very confused. TJ was talking about the design of the Cookies and Cream shirt. Yeah, we got to find a new T-shirt supplier because Teespring was not the move. I did not get my shirt until like 2 months after I ordered it. So we're going to find a new T-shirt supplier over this offseason. We'll put out our old designs. We're working with a couple new designers. We'll put out some new designs as well. So don't worry, we'll get that. Joe Dort, we getting 9. Matty Mole says it's possible. Definitely on the table. I think the 9 might be an attainable pick to get, depending on who's there. Like if Braden Burns is there at 9, I'm all for trading for it. That's all I gotta say. Matthias says, is a mint similar to Ooze? We actually had Rywan on the podcast last night. Rywan's a Tennessee basketball fan. And he was kind of talking about how Native Mint is kind of been miscast and like all this slander, all this hate. A lot of people thinking that he has star potential, and he might, but like that's not the selling point with Native Mint. Native Mint could be a true role player with his size, and with like a 3-and-D profile. Like he's actually going to go out there and like compete defensively, and he feels like his shot is more translatable than Ooze. And while he still lacks the doggedness, the aggressiveness that we wanted Ooze to go to the rim, he does have a little bit. He's a little bit more aggressive with his drive. I'll say that. So, Dom, what up, brother? What up, my guy? Good to see you, Dom. Been a minute. Big Lock. If Yak slides past the lottery, could Presti try to get him, or do you think he's out on him? Be hard to see, man. It really feels like Yaks might slide out of the lottery, and it's just a matter of does the background stuff check out for Presti. So, Lamar says, I think pick 12 has always been Yaks. Presti just wanted to throw people off of the mint. It's possible, man. A Mint, Mara, Burries, Flagler, like all these guys have been like linked to OKC. They all could be part of, the the misdirection, the smoke. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and send the link over to our first guest here. If I can find it, being as fast as possible. Gosh, bad time for me to get cough, by the way. Okay. Gotta toss about the Dr. Pepper faux show. So, all right, back to the chat here. We got Hayden talking about AJ. I just want to watch him play live more often. And you can. You might be able to. I don't know. I just clicked on Dom saying, yo, Hayden. But anyways, I think we're trading Dort for sure, Dom says. Definitely a possibility. He would definitely help save money in terms of like not bringing him back. I guess it would have to be a sign and trade, obviously, because here's a team option. Yeah, you could opt into his team option inside him. So still a sign and trade. But how do you guys feel about the Lakers? I don't know. What happens if you go over 5 minutes on the pick? I don't know, honestly. That's a great question. I feel like you got to have something wrote down. And at that point, if the 5 minutes clicks out and you haven't changed your mind, that's what's going in. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. Let's see here. Yeah. Dom says Kaysen deserves the starting role. I agree. As much as I love Cookins and Cream off the bench together, I think Kaysen has shown specifically in this past postseason that he's ready for a bigger role. He's ready to have more responsibility, the ball in his hands, the whole shebang. So all that shebang, as I said, not a few pod. It was like 20, 25 pods ago. Real ones remember. It was a great time. Let's see here. Big Watt says 3-team trade and we end up with Trey Murphy the third. I like Trey Murphy the third. I wouldn't be mad about it, but it'd be hard to do. CEO of Greatness says, let's freaking go. The rich is about to get richer. Thunder the frick up. Absolutely. Let's make it happen. I've come to the point that honestly, if we don't trade up for Nate Ament and we don't trade up for a Diamara, I think I'll be okay with any outcome in this draft in terms of like the first round, because I think it's that deep of a draft. And I think that we're high enough in the draft, whether it's like trading up or just standing pat. I think that we could bring in an impactful player, a guy that I like and a guy that I believe in, that has like tools that could help us out in a different area. I feel pretty confident in that. So TJ says, wait, why didn't Kaysen give us the ball handling creation when we needed it in the playoffs? It's a great question. Only because they was just giving him the ball, when they wide open from three. I mean, he attacked a few closeouts and, he got to the rim a few times, but mainly he was just taking advantage of those open looks and hit 4 in the fourth quarter against the Spurs. So, but hey, anyways, I've yapped for 23 minutes. I think that's impressive. I'm happy to bring on our first guest on here, joining us from the Yamology podcast. It is my guy, Skittles. We'll call him Skit. What up, Skit?
Matt, what's up? I am doing good. I'm here in like a cabin or cottage, as we call it in Canada.
Nice.
Had to make some time for you, of course. And I put on the most random background over here just because it's just a closet. And I found a picture of rookie AJ Mitchell. So that's what I'm rocking with right now. But
I love it. Hey, good vibes, man. Good vibes. Yeah, no, I mean, everything's going great. The chat's popping. We're having a great time here. I guess to kind of get started for like your guest spot. First of all, TJ in the chat says, Skit, what up, Skit? So you got some fans in here. Skit, I want to ask you, because obviously you've got a little bit of a scouting background as well. How are you feeling about this draft in terms of like OKC's option? Like, who are a couple of your favorite prospects? Let's just say if we were staying at 12 for now.
Yeah, that's a good question. And this is an interesting draft because it's one where you could sell me on almost anybody at 12. Trading up, you'd have to convince me, like, is this guy really worth it compared to like what you could get just at 12? I think the number one guy for me right now is probably Morez Johnson. And I was trying to think of a different name just because it's a little bit boring. But if we stay at 12, I do like what he brings just as like a versatile 4-5. One of the biggest problems in the Spurs series, in my opinion, is that we couldn't comfortably play Chet at center. And we couldn't play Chet at center because we didn't have J-Dub to help on the boards because, our team is filled with guards. If we have Morez Johnson, like, he's someone that could truly fill in at the, power forward role and help Chet out to be a true 5. And I think that'd be great. And, he's not much of a jump shooter today. I think he can develop that. So he's someone I'd be excited about. Trade up option, I guess I'd go Braden Burries. You've spoken at length about him, but
Burries boys, baby.
Yeah, I see it in your username too. He's just someone that like plays basketball the right way. And it's the same feeling you get when we drafted AJ Mitchell and you pulled up his highlights and you're like, wait, this guy just knows how to play basketball. Same thing with Jalen Williams. Not saying he's going to be as good as them, but it's just that feeling you get when you watch a prospect. I think he's going to be really good. And then are we talking pick 17 or just 12 for now?
Well, for now, I mean, I I
Yeah.
do got to update, on the chat. So we have our first pick in. It is AJ Dabansa going to the Washington Wizards. Hayden, I'm sorry, man. The Utah Jazz did not pull off the trade to bring him back to BYU, but yeah, I mean, I love what the Wizards are brewing. By the way, like obviously they've got the Thunder front office, former Thunder front office with Will Dawkins, and it feels like they're cooking up something. Obviously, like the Trae Young contract was a little weird, but in terms of like the young pieces like Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr, AJ Dabancha, I'm really loving what I'm seeing. How do you feel about Dabancha's pick and his fit with the Wizards?
I like it. I'd say he's the safest pick, I guess you can call it, in the sense that like with the most confidence, if I had to pick one guy to be an all-star, it's him. So it's in a redraft, maybe Darren Peterson turns into Anthony Edwards, maybe Cam Boozer turns into like Kevin Love with defense. But you do know that AJ Dabansa is someone that put up multiple triple doubles in college, multiple high scoring games. He's more ball dominant and doesn't have the like off ball abilities that you'd like him to have. But if you're 6'10" and you can move like him and you can hit a midi jumper like he does, I'm happy with that pick. He reminds me a lot of Pascal Siakam. And if he's as good as Pascal Siakam at a young age and can develop into something more, like Wizards will be more than happy with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I would just quickly name them. I forgot about Bub Carrington and Bilal Coulibaly, my second love as well. So yeah, they've got a nice little youth movement in Washington Wizards. I could see like if Davis was to play ball and Trae Young, obviously he's like signed in there, I could see him making noise and being a playing team next year. Honestly,
I think so. East is always wide open, and if Anthony Davis actually commits to their team and is willing to play, I think they could do it. Any thoughts on pick 2? Because I think that's where it gets a little bit interesting. Just because I don't know if you saw, but Carlos Boozer, Cam Boozer's dad, publicly, and he works as a Jazz in the Jazz front office as a scout, by the way, publicly was like, Cameron Boozer's a winner. Any team that doesn't draft him is going to regret it. He's always someone that like figures it out. He kind of spoke like that. And the positional fit is kind of a mess with the Jazz if they do pick him, but he is that level of talent. So I'm interested to see what direction they go, because Peterson fits nicely in the team too.
Yeah, I love Cam. I mean, I think he's the most Thunder coated prospect in the draft, but I will say, friend of the pod, Brett Siegel, looks like he's scooped everybody so far. The pick is in for pick 2 already. It's Darren Peterson.
Okay.
So there we go. I mean, hey, as we mentioned with like, Cam Boozer's kind of clunky fit. Darren Peterson slides right in, like alongside Keontae George, Larry Markkinen, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Walker Kessler. I mean, I think Utah's another, like, it's going to sound redundant because I just said it back to back. I could literally see Utah being like at least a playing team. I think they could even sneak into the playoff pictures depending on what happens.
Yeah, NBA is going to be so interesting next season because it doesn't make sense to tank anymore, right? Like if you're a bottom 3 team, you get worse odds. So no one's going to actively try to throw away games, and they're building competent rosters. And it's like the Wizards scooping up Trae Young and Anthony Davis, and now they're going to want to keep them. With the Jazz as well, like the depth they have, they want to keep those guys. So it's like we might get to a place where there's no bad teams outside of like maybe the Nets, but even them, they have Julius Randle and the MPJ who can catch fire at any night, even though it's going to be a dumpster fire there. But that's
Hey, don't forget they got pick 6 too, so they'll at least have people in the seats. They'll have something to watch in Brooklyn this year. But as we kind of take a break in the action between the picks on the draft, kind of getting back to what you were saying, I mean, Mraz and Burries are, obviously 2 of my favorite players in this draft. As I was mentioning to the chat before, I threw out the possibility, like this was my official prediction. I have no merit to this. I just having fun with it. Okay. So obviously the 2022 draft, we had 2 and 12. We got all the way to the 12th pick, and it was announced that we got pick 11. Everybody's like, oh, we traded pick 12. And then it came out like, oh no, we actually traded like outside picks, like from this draft to get to 11. My prediction is that we get to 11 with the Warriors on the clock. Braden Burries is there. I know they like Braden Burries, but you throw a guy maybe like Lou Dort, maybe like an Isaiah Joe, and, additional picks on top of it. You get Braden Burries at pick 11, keep 12, and then get Mraz Johnson. How do you feel about that, Yanni?
That's spicy. I would personally love it because it would just add a different flavor to this team, and it would allow to bring in a new era of Thunder basketball, reset the contracts, right, of the role players. So I would really like that. I don't think the Warriors would do that.
No,
I think they're trying to package pick 11 for Trey Murphy if Burry isn't on the board. Or they would, demand 12 and 17, like something ridiculous like that. But it looks like they might spoil the party because I saw that they like the Michigan bigs and they like Burry, so they like all the guys we like. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens overall. I could see it going a number of ways. I could even see OKC surprising everyone and just taking Dalen Swain at 12. He's another guy that gets commonly mocked to the Thunder. I can see them just like guaranteeing that he's their guy. I feel like he's like a Thunder coded wing. There's some like clear flaws in his game, but I do like, the way he moves on the court and stuff like that. I could see him developing into a good player.
All right, so we're about to have a crowded room in here, Giannis, because we've got not one but two other guests for the Top of Thunder podcast. First of all, well, I don't think one of them's ready. All I see is a black screen. So we'll be joining to the pod, first of all. Matty Moles, welcome back to the podcast. How we doing, sir?
Man, I'm Gucci. National champions. The best team in college baseball resides in Norman, Oklahoma. I was at the game last night. It was awesome. Belt to ass all night long, baby. It was beautiful. Really fun environment. Even if you're not a huge baseball fan, if you get a chance to come to Omaha for the College World Series, you got to do it. It's a whole vibe. It's a party. Right afterwards, we were up on a rooftop bar drinking Busch Light, just getting wild, getting at it. So, anyways, I know this is an NBA draft show, but boomer.
There you go.
So, yeah, very, very excited to see what we do. Ho hum, Presti just has more assets to use, another lottery pick. It's just business as usual for OKC.
It's great stuff, man. I wish I had my Trust to Presti shirt. I couldn't find it. I think it's dirty. So,
like this one?
Oh, you just got it ready? I love it. That's awesome.
Well, all else fail, use this one.
Oh, wow. That's a relic right there. That's in great shape, too. Mine is not in great shape. But real quick, also joining the pod, he is no longer a black screen. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the compadre, the co-host, Alex Ruick. How we doing, sir?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I mean, NBA draft is here. We're 2 picks down. Brett Siegel had the scoop on Darren Peterson before anybody else, so that was cool. Friend of the podcast, Brett Siegel. So, yeah, I mean, vibes are high.
What scoop did he have?
He just had Darren Peterson before like anybody else did, which, I mean, that was happening anyways. But he was the first. He was first, Alex.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, we Alex, I think you've met Skit on on like a Family Feud pod, but Moles is Skit.
What's up, man?
So, Alex, good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
I don't know if we've podded with you, but good to meet and good to pod.
Shocker at 3.
Oh
no.
There ain't no shocker. There's no.
You actually made me look. Cam Boozer at 3. It is reported by Brett Siegel and Jake Fisher.
Come on,
2
Press,
friends of
get
the
on the phones.
Dude, is Shams just not tweeting picks this year? Like
maybe because ESPN told him not to.
Could be.
They're like, look, we gave you the Giannis trade, we gave you the Luka trade. Next draft, go ahead and chill out.
He's probably just hanging out with Kay Adams right now. That's probably what's going on.
Probably.
I'm gonna stay out of that. Yanni was talking Skit was talking about Trey Murphy being traded to the Warriors. The Warriors trying to package 11 and some other stuff to get Trey Murphy there. Also seeing Atlanta is a team that is trying to get Trey Murphy as well.
I think Trey Murphy is their plan B. I think their plan A is trying to get Jaylen Brown there.
Oh, you think that's happening?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think something like what they had pick 8, right? So 8, Kuminga, Risa Shea, and maybe a combination of something else. Maybe
don't they have like a 20 pick too?
They do have a 20 pick. Yeah, they have their own pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have they have the Pelicans pick, which is 8, and then they have their own pick, which is I I want to say 20, 21, 22, something like that. 20. I know 20 is Spurs. It's like 21, I think.
Yeah, I
I
should
could be
have the
wrong.
draft order up
Yeah.
here. That would be a good thing to have.
Also, just realized you said Kuminga being part of that trade. That'd be funny because the Warriors just traded him to the Hawks. Imagine they
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be wild. Oh yeah, the Hawks have 23, and that's from
23 there,
Cleveland.
Yep.
So there we go. We got the official word now. But all right. So I mean, fellas, it's been pretty chalk so far. Obviously, AJ Peterson, Cam Boozer, 1, 2, 3. Feels like Caleb Wilson's going to go 4. I mean, let's just get predictions for pick 5 because I feel everybody says 8, 9 is kind of like where the draft starts. I've seen a little mixed bag on what's going to happen with 5. Like I've seen a lot of people say Keaton Walker, but I've also seen a lot of people stand their ground with Mikael Brown Jr. Yanni, what's kind of your I keep saying that. Skip, what is your prediction for Mikael Brown or Keaton Walker?
It's all good. It's all good. I think pick 5. I'm gonna go with Mikael Brown just because I like him slightly more than Wagler.
Yeah.
I see the vision with Wagler. Like, people are calling him a young Shea, the way he plays, and I see it a little bit. But I just feel like Mikael Brown is a very safe player, level scorer, has defensive upside. I think there's some concerns with health with him, but overall, I just think he's like a clean, complete package of a guard. And then I don't think there's going to be a huge surprise here, like Darius Acuff or anything like that. I actually think Braden Burries could be a surprise pick because he's someone that I think will be ready to play day 1, and the Clippers value that. But I would go Mikael Brown is pick 5.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I agree with that. I think Burries is the more ready guy to go there. But Alex, how are you feeling about this? You think? You were saying really you think Wagler is like the pick for 5 for sure?
I think Wagler is. I think Wagler gives you more of the scoring punch in various ways, a little bit bigger. And so I think that, I think Clippers are going to be looking for somebody that can lead them. Like they know that their future is not now. They know that their future is a couple years from now. They know once they move on from Kawhi, it's going to be kind of like, kind of Sadsville over there. And so I think they're looking for somebody to kind of be their Shea, even though they already had Shea, in their grip beforehand.
Funny how that works.
It's funny how that works. And so I think Wagler is going to be the pick.
All right, Moles, you going against the grain, or which side are you? Be the deciding factor.
The Clippers will make the pick, but not for themselves.
Okay, they're trading the pick.
The guy, at least for the time being, is going to be heading to Boston.
Oh, okay. So Moles is saying
you think Jaylen Brown
to 5?
I think there's going to be a bombshell that's like Kawhi plus 5 for Brown.
Oof.
I don't even know how that works financially.
Kawhi plus 5. Yeah, I could see that. That would be oof.
The rumors were that it was JB plus stuff to get Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to go the other way.
Hugo Gonzalez and Shireman.
Baylor Shireman.
Yeah, right.
2
like,
picks.
I don't know why those guys would hold up a Giannis deal, but that's what the Putney thing in draft day, just because I feel like it. But there's no way JB is staying in Boston after everything that went down. You were talking about what happens at 8. Like he's hot to go there too. That's home for him heading back.
Yeah,
so
Atlanta.
But I think this is the type of swing. Look, the Clippers need a star, and Kawhi. I think like the Kawhi situation and the tree planting company, whatever. Like there's just a lot going on there. I think there's going to be a amicable parting of ways, I guess, between them. This gives them a natural built-in star, and essentially it's Kawhi plus what Zubac for Brown, right? Because then they did the trade with the Pacers, which is why they have this pick in the first place.
I mean, that's how you would like to look at it, but 5's a little bit more valuable than 2.
But 5's not 4,
right?
5's not 3, right? Like there is a tier difference, and you're talking about who goes here at 5. Like it could be, what's your flavor? Clippers could say, no, give me the known quantity here and move forward. So.
Breaking news, friend of the pod, Jake Fisher, has put out that Caleb Wilson is for sure the pick at number 4 for the Bulls. So all chalk
Very
at this
chalk.
point.
Yeah, I'll chalk.
Another
so
Caleb in Chicago.
Let me ask you guys.
Yeah.
So based off of what the rumors were for the offer for Boston, do you think they came out a little bit better with the Miami trade, or they came out, or the Boston trade would have been better for them?
Yeah, Skip, take it.
That's a good question. I think I personally like what they did, because if you look at the rationale from the owner, he's basically like, we're going to trade for Jaylen Brown. Sure, that could be a good idea. But then in a year, if he wants to leave, because he has, I think, a year left on his contract or 2 years left on his contract, what are we going to do, right? Trade him for picks or something like that in a deal that doesn't really make sense for us, versus just accept the fact that you're probably not going to be good. You get Tyler Hero, hometown kid, and you get a couple assets. You're still not like in a great position because you had Giannis, top 3 player in the league, but you're still walking away with a respectable roster and then assets you can be excited about, because Giannis had a great season. The injury concerns are kind of scary at this point because it's been multiple years of
Calf injuries.
The calf injuries, which lead
Those
to
are
something
scary.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I get the perspective from them. If Miami, the Giannis basically went from a team that doesn't really fit him great in Milwaukee to a team that doesn't fit him great in Miami. So geographically, he might be happier, better weather and everything, but I don't see how the Heat is a better situation as a team. Maybe slightly, but so long term, those Heat picks are going to be valuable in my opinion. So I think if those were the only 2 options they had, they made the right choice.
I agree 100%. Like I think the Jaylen Brown situation would have basically just put them back into the same situation they were in with Giannis, where you had a
Slightly worse.
Slightly worse, yeah, where you were cash strapped because of your star. And then you had a team that still had the issues as far as financially not having the flexibility that you could have had. With this team, with the Miami trade, you were able to get, number one, an all-star in Tyler Hero. You were able to get a hometown guy in Tyler Hero. And you were able to get somebody that raises your floor enough to where it probably keeps you out of that zone of relegation, the bottom 3 teams. And so you have a better chance at possibly getting, or possibly blocking other teams, namely, who would it be? Who do they owe their picks to? It's basically, is it Portland? Yeah, Portland. Basically blocking them from getting, very high picks. And so I think it was a good trade for them. I think it's a good trade towards the future. And I think it's a good trade towards setting up for a rebuild. Like you have to purposely set up for a rebuild, and you have to purposely kind of do things cap wise to get to that point. So yeah, I think it was a very good trade for them, and I like the pieces that they got.
Yeah, I think the conversation is just downright stupid. Like all the people trying to say that, like, oh, this is all you got for Giannis. Like,
yeah,
I think the Bucks made out like bandits, dude. Like, Hero was like all the things you said about Hero, obviously, but like Khalil Ware is like a rising star in this league. Like, there was many games when he didn't play alongside Bam, he was getting like 18 to 18. Like, he's ridiculously talented, and he's so young. Jaime Jaquez Jr., like, he was the guy that was in the running for 6th man of the year for most of the year last year. Like, he can do a little bit in terms of everything, in terms of like scoring, rebounding, and kind of playmaking with the basketball. And Kasparis Giannis was one of my favorite players in the draft last year. And I mean, I still think sky's the limit for him. Like I really like his game. He reminds me of Goran Dragic, ironically. And the Heat had that and wanted to trade it. And obviously that with 13, and not to mention they still got Ryan Rollins. They got Ryan Rollins. You know who else they got, guys? They got Ousmane Dieng. So I mean, there is a youth movement going on in Milwaukee. And Skit, as I said with the other ones, I could see the Bucks making the play. I'm just kidding. I don't think the Bucks are making the play, but it would be really fun.
Yeah. They're going to beat a few contenders, kind of like how Ousmane Dieng took us down last year, but they're not going to be winning many games. They better hope they're the 4th worst team in the league. I guess that's what they're going to aspire to do, and then hopefully Dieng and those young guys develop.
Hold up. I may be looking at this incorrectly, like maybe they want to be those bottom 3 teams, because those bottom 3 teams, they don't get, they don't have a lower chance of getting the top pick. And
Yeah.
so
They
if
don't own their
you-
picks.
Exactly. They don't own their picks
Oh, you're
for a
right.
while. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they'll trade Tyler Hero here, get some more assets and go ahead and
Yep.
bottom out and just be like, hey, screw you to whoever gets our picks.
That is a good counterpoint. That might make sense. And then
Yeah.
I forget. Is it the Nets that also don't own their pick next year? Maybe
Yeah,
they own
Is it
somewhere.
Rockets?
Yeah, it's probably the Rockets. It's interesting that they got Randall, but yeah, that's why we were mentioning it earlier. But this next upcoming season will be interesting because there's no team that's heavily incentivized to be bad anymore.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's going to be teams that are like constructed to be bad necessarily. It's just going to be teams that lose and teams that win. And I wonder what that does to like who's going to be the number 1 seed? Probably OKC and
Yeah.
Spurs. Are they able to get to high 60s, or are they going to be more like mid 50s, high 50s in wins? But that's
And you know what's funny is Silver did like this whole like gung ho thing of like anti-tanking. If he would have just waited a year where like, everybody like the talent kind of levels out. It's not a great draft, so nobody's going to be like actively tanking to get the number 1 pick in it. He could have just waited a year, but no, he just had to go drastic on it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Funny how things have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
trying to see who the pick is going to be.
Somebody working phones.
We'll see.
This is
Trying
this
to
is
figure
where it
out who the
happens,
pick for
man.
Boston.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, I mean, the clock's ticking right now. My TV it
Mhm.
has a minute 52,
Yep.
so like it's
Oh.
getting close, and I still haven't had any
You're way
no
ahead of
Siegel,
me.
no Fisher, nothing.
You know,
you're way
Moles
ahead.
might be right. Something crazy might be happening. They're working on that Jaylen Brown trade.
Or maybe
Maybe
the Thunder.
Dude.
Moving up to 5.
Imagine.
To get Keaton. That's
Ah.
who it would be for,
Or
right?
Burr.
That'd be crazy.
Move up
Nah.
to 5 for Burries.
To Burries, yeah.
They just love berries, man.
That
They
feels
can
a
get
little
them.
rich.
I would pay it, Moles.
Because
I love
Brown,
berries.
Brown's gonna go probably 6,
Yeah,
and then
7's Acuff for sure.
Acuff is like the worst kept secret in the draft.
Yeah.
Yep.
8, you don't know if he's going to be there though. I mean, maybe you could trade up to 8 if you want to, but I don't think they want to deal with us. They're trying to get Trey Murphy or Jaylen Brown.
But
as
where
we
does
mentioned.
Kingston go?
That's a big question.
Atlanta.
I don't think it's impossible Kingston Flemings falls to us at pick 12. I think
you-
that
Would you jump for joy?
I like Kingston Flemings a lot. Like I was thinking about it today. I kind of regret we didn't talk enough about him in the draft cycle just because I didn't consider him falling. But as all these moves have happened, like I think it's realistic.
Keaton
that
Wagler.
Keaton Wagler to 5.
Okay, nice.
Pretty chalk. I mean, as far as
Super chalk.
like you
yeah.
said, I think the draft starts at 7.
Yep. And even
Okay.
7, it's like
That's Acuff,
probably
buddy.
A cup. Yeah.
Yeah, probably Acuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
it starts at 8.
There's no probably. That's Acuff.
Oh, despite a
That's-
lot of interest, the Clippers are staying at number 5 pick and selecting.
I mean,
Walker.
that's probably best for them. Like
No
Yeah.
it hasn't worked for them to be trading all their picks. So if you're able to finagle a pick, especially in this type of draft, keep them, man. Like that's a cost controlled asset. You know, your cap sheet has to start going down for you to start to get that flexibility back that you lost with the Paul George, Kawhi Leonard team. So they have to start going this route.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the Wagler fit with the Clippers anyways, because he's able – one of the big selling points about why I like Wagler is he's able to play on and off ball. And, he can still do that with the Clippers, playing alongside Darius Garland, or you could stagger their minutes and he can kind of be like the guy that, handles the ball and handles the rock off the – whenever Garland's on the bench. So, hey, credit to the Clippers, man. Like, they made a good pick.
Yeah. And someone who has like clear strengths and clear weaknesses like Wagler, going to a team that's ready to win probably helps him because he'll have more of a defined role and he can kind of grow into who he's supposed to be. Kind of like Shea did with the Clippers his rookie year.
Their
then
last
they-
good pick.
And then they can trade him to us.
Yeah, and then they can trade him to us when he's ready. I had a
Oh,
question,
man.
guys.
Go ahead.
Because it looks like it's going to go chalk the next couple of picks, but what do we think of Cameron Carr? Because I watched his highlights and I just look at his stats. I haven't watched any full games, admittedly, but I'm just like, how's this guy not mocked higher, right? His only flaw, in my opinion, is that he's a little bit underweight, but he's someone that can jump out the gym, has good positional size, can shoot the rock really well. He just does like a little bit of everything. Playmaking's not great, I guess, but I don't know. Am I missing something here, or what do you guys think about him?
I think his role on Baylor is it may be a little bit different than what NBA teams want his role to be. Like they want him to be a 3-and-D type player. And at Baylor, he was basically the guy. Him and what's his name? Tunde. Were basically the guys there running the offense, as far as being the offensive engines on that team. And I don't think teams are confident enough with that style of play for Cameron Carr. They want him to be something else. And so that's the reason probably why they aren't picking him higher, and so teams like us, where we already have a defined, like, hey, we need you to be this, especially at 17. Like, I doubt we take him at 12. There's a possibility, but at 17, that would be somebody that would be great in that role. But a lot of it may depend on the interviews, like whether he wants to be that person, whether he wants to be the guy that, takes a backseat to other players. Young guys, when they're their stars on their team, sometimes they want to come into the NBA and be that person also. And so, all kind of depends, I think, in my opinion, to Cameron Carr.
And Skit, I hate to kick you out. I'm gonna make you go back to your vacation, but I want you to leave us with a parting thought. What is your official prediction for what the Thunder do at pick 12?
Pick 12, I'll say. I'm trying to think. Do I want to go chalk or not? I think. Okay, I'm gonna put a twist. Everyone is saying Merez Johnson and Dalen Swain to OKC. I'm gonna say we take Dalen Swain at 12.
I thought you was going to say Dalen Swain at 12, Merez at 17. Like,
Merez at 17.
I like
yeah,
it.
flipped it. Okay, I'll say Dalen Swain at 12, and then at 17, let me just pull up a list of prospects I had. I'll go with someone who I don't think you're a fan of, but give me Steinbach.
I like Steinbach at 17. I've warmed
Okay.
up on him considerably. So
Nice.
I don't want him at 12, but I'll take him at 17.
Sweet. Sounds
But
good. I'll see you guys when it happens.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on, man.
Skittles.
Follow Skit on Twitter at OKC Skittles and listen to Yamology Pod. Have a good rest of your vacation, sir.
See ya.
See you, brother.
All right, we'll be having another guest join us here in like the next 5 minutes, but while it's just us, hi guys.
Hello.
I don't know. I'm just being goofy. Let me see. Have we gotten the next pick yet on the Twitter?
I've seen nothing,
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
but I'm showing 250 on the screen for Brooklyn.
Mine's at 157.
Mine's at 224.
So Alex is splitting the difference.
Well,
there.
my TV is right there, but it's like it's not turned towards me, so I'm watching it on my phone. My phone, I guess, is like 30 seconds behind.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Moles, I mean, you've kind of been like from the outside looking in this draft cycle. I mean, before I bring Deshaun on here, I mean, what's your thoughts on what you want the Thunder to do at pick 12 if they were to stay at pick 12?
So honestly, like the tiers are pretty close. Once you get kind of in that 8+ range, it's pretty chalk here. I think Brown's probably going to go 6. A-Cup's going to go 7, which he wouldn't be a fit for us, but like he's an electric scorer. He has very elite skills there. Very guard heavy, which is not really something we need. I feel like I'm not so much in a get the tallest dude you can find and hope he can take down Wemby, but we do need a little more size on the wing at least.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Yeah.
Brett
Shocker there.
Siegel on the scoop.
So a lot of talent at guard, and if you're going best player available, there obviously is a way, and I trust the Presti when it comes to selecting guards. His wings have typically been hit or miss, right? He hit on Dub, missed on Jang. PJ3 was a miss, right? Mitch McGarry liked the lettuce a little too much. So like there have been
the devil's lettuce.
We've had some swings and misses at wing, but that's why it's such an important spot in the NBA, which is why like a mint terrifies everyone. So like maybe like that's Presti's like Achilles heel for what he can get. But if he moves up for a guard or selects a guard at 12, then there's a really high chance he's going to be a really good ball player for a while. We typically don't miss on guards early. Very high hit rate for that, unless like you just have the Grim Reaper behind you like freaking Topic has. His basically whole young adult life at this point. But yeah, I mean, looking at the best available guard, and then maybe center, depending on where you throw it in there for Mara. I'd say if you're a betting man, say a Michigan player at 12 is probably the best way to hedge all of your bets, because any of those
that's the best way to group them. Yeah.
And they all kind of go together, right? Like their range starts kind of at 8, and then you can see a path where maybe they fall all the way to 17. So,
yeah. All right. I have sent the invite to Deshaun. I'm going to put my hand over the camera and try to make it readjust because it's wanting to be stupid again. Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's still being stupid. Oh, no. Yeah. There we go.
No, you're good.
We're good now. We're good now. Yeah. No, I agree. I think we're going to end up with Merez Johnson at 12, one way or the other. Whether my trade-up scenario happens, pick 11 or not, I think that if Merez is there at 12, I think we're going to end up with Merez. And honestly, I'm thrilled about it. As we got through the draft process, I don't think there was anybody on our podcast that wasn't high on Merez Johnson or wasn't high on his fit with OKC as well. So, bring him on down, man. Bring him on down. As Alex's thing says, Mojo Jojo.
Yeah. So some of these players are like kids. I mean, they are kids, but some of these players are like kids, man. Like freaking Mikael Brown looks like a little kid.
Got the baby face, yeah.
He got that baby face. Look like Trey Mann, like, from a couple years ago.
Him and Keaton Wagler got that baby face for real.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good pick, man. It's been chalk, man. Like, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. And, like, we looked at this draft and we're like, oh my gosh, this is a generational draft, a draft that's very deep. It's so difficult to move up. Like, you have to do a Godfather offer to move up. And, for the Thunder, it probably just wasn't worth it to do it at this time. Like, to unleash the clip, like they say. Next year, the year after that, that may be a situation where if there's a player that they really like, they may be able to move up pretty significantly. But this year, probably was not going to happen. Yep.
Darius Acuff.
To Sacramento.
Number 7. The worst kept secret since January.
Man.
Dude, I just got to say, shout out to Brett Siegel, man. Like, a lot of people want to, like, throw dirt on his name just because, he's kind of in the same mold as Jake Fisher in terms of, like, he just kind of puts everything out that he's hearing. Doesn't really, like, try to vet it. He just puts it out there for the sake of conversation. Yeah. But he's killing it right now, scooping the picks.
Right. All right, so draft starts at 8, man. Who do y'all think Atlanta picks? Number 1, do you think Atlanta's going to make this pick?
I'm going to lean no.
Yeah. I mean, all the smoke was about Ament going here and it not being to Atlanta.
Okay.
That's what we were hearing of, like, if you're, perusing all the things within the last, day, really. I mean,
I just got to say, No Ceilings was first on that. Like, I think they were the first people that had Nate Ament to Atlanta today because a lot of people are freaking out about it, but it said this is going to be a different hat situation, talking about Nate Ament. And then
Which hat do you think it
maybe
is?
Milwaukee? Maybe Milwaukee moves up a couple of spots to secure him.
I mean, he'll already be wearing a different hat because it's a Pelicans hat anyways. Oh, but wait a minute. It might be the right hat if it's a Trey Murphy trade.
Man,
that'd be hilarious.
No, Atlanta's got enough of those players.
No, I think it's I don't see Mara here. I know.
Is it Fleming's if Atlanta keeps the pick?
Could be Fleming's. I mean, he makes a lot of sense. They lacked that's why CJ McCollum was so important to him in the playoffs because they lacked any true on-ball creation. Like Jalen Johnson's good in his own right as a creator, but he's not a guy that's just going to break down the man in front of him and create advantages off of that. Kingston Flemings is a guy that theoretically could do that. The only reason I think Mara could be the pick is because they do lack size in Atlanta. Like they have a lot of length in terms of like, the 1 through like 4 position, but Onyeka Okongwu is your center. He's great in his own right, but he's like 6'9", 6'10". Like he's not huge. So, maybe
you don't think they bring back Porzingis?
Be honest with you, forgot they have Porzingis. Did they have Porzingis still? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. What's his contract situation? Is he under contract?
I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, even still, I don't think Porzingis is a guy that you can like count on at this point in his career.
Yeah,
I mean, he give you size for sure, but he doesn't play like he's like the sizes of Adai Mara, but he doesn't give you a
Golden State. Sorry, Golden State. Golden State had
okay. I thought they
traded him for Kuminga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't do an entire season with Okongwu as your center. So yeah, Adai Mara does make sense there also if they keep that pick.
Listen, man, somebody in the chat, like when I first started up, was like Thunder's going to trade up for Wilson, and I had to think about it. I was like, because I was texting my buddy whose last name is Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I just put my basketball down because I'm hooping after work tomorrow. Had Wilson on it, and I was racking my brain like Wilson. What Wilson's in the draft? It's like, oh, Caleb Wilson. Okay, we're good now.
Now, just because these picks have been made doesn't mean that there can't still be a trade later.
Dr. D keeping it 100 was keeping it 100 with us. That Porzingis is with Golden State. Thank you, Dr. D. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this next pick though.
Yep.
Because this is where it gets fun. What do we got here? Oh, the pick is just now in for Darius Acuff, so it's going to take a little bit of time.
A while. I would love to get Mraz and Yaxel, though. I would love.
You think they would do that?
Why wouldn't they? Two guys that are at a position of potential need, very rangy.
One of the biggest
play
things
up,
that
play down. By the way, they both know how to win.
extra ball handling. I don't know.
And people talk about Yaxel's like his personality difference.
No filter.
I think bringing him with one of his brothers that like they went to battle with together, I think that would help the transition. I just, man, I think if Yaxel slides and we don't move up to get him and he's there at 17, I would be pretty
definitely
pretty upset. But that's been the slot today, is that like,
I mean, yeah, I will say if he gets to 17 and he still slides past us, then that just means it didn't check out like background wise, or anything like that. But I like how Rucker said it in the No Ceiling stream today. He's like, do you want your enforcer to be a nice guy? Like that's not what we're looking for in Yaxel Lindenberg. Like he reminded him, or he compared him today to like a bigger version of Dylan Brooks. And I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. And like, honestly, against the Spurs, we need that type of player. Like we need that 6'8" guy that's beefy. And I even said on the pod last night for the Thunder Roundtable, I was like, it's funny you trade Aaron Wiggins, who's kind of like this jack of all trade guys. You have the opportunity to get Yaxel, who is also a jack of all trades. Like he's not a lead at anything, but he's kind of good at everything. But you just like stretch him out and beef him up. So it's like an upgrade of Aaron Wiggins kind of.
I think the question would be, would you throw your shoulder through Carter Bryant's face?
I hope so.
If the answer is yes, then welcome aboard, bro. We need more of that. Like, I'm not saying we got punked by the Spurs.
Kingston Flemings is the pick
Flemings
for the Hawks. So they're keeping that pick.
They're keeping that.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So 9.
Dude, that's 4 guards in a row.
Yep.
We thought
there's no shot Burries falls to or goes 9. Like there's no shot 5 guards go in a row in the draft.
I think Burries to the Mavs makes a ton of sense.
I don't know. I've seen. I mean, Burries was rumored there for a long time with like Rich Paul's trying to get him there, and then the Dusty May thing happens, and it's like, oh, they're gonna take Mraz or Adai Mara or Yaxel Lindenberg, and now today, like as I've seen with many teams, Native Mint is now rumored to go to the Mavs at number 9 as well. So
that would be disgusting.
I I agree, but I would love it. It would be great for
Yeah.
me. But guys, we've got our next guest on the pod joining us. We got Dom of the Delusional Podcast. Shout out Dom. What up, Dom? How you doing, brother?
It's good, man.
What up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good.
What's up? How y'all doing tonight, man?
We chilling, man. Trying to see where this draft kind of goes sideways, man. It's kind of been chalk here, like, for the first 9 picks that we know, or for the first 8
picks.
Yeah, so we'll see what Dallas does.
Okay, so what's the rundown so far? I was having a couple of technical difficulties getting in here, so I haven't been able to be updated for the last 3 picks. So could I get an update if anybody doesn't?
Yeah, so
First
DeBance at
4,
1,
go ahead.
Peterson at 2, then we have Boozer at 3, Wilson at 4, all chalk. Then we had Wagler at 5, we have Brown at 6, Acuff at 7, and then we just had Kingston Flemings go at 8.
Okay, sounds like it's panning out exactly how it should be so far.
Yeah,
Mock draft undefeated right now.
So right now, like, we're looking like on the board for the Mavs. As I was talking before you came on, like, Burries was rumored there for a long time. Dusty May just got hired, so any of those Mission guys are on the board. And Nate Ament is a guy that has, kind of been mocked around that range if they don't get to Milwaukee. Who you think is going to go here at number 9 here, Dom?
I am actually extremely scared because I'm a Morez Johnson fan.
Mm-hmm.
With the new hiring, I do believe that there is some type of form where when he did get hired on, they may have discussed, hey, I want to take one of my guys. Not sure which one it would be. I think Morez would be one that would make a lot of sense here for them to maybe quote unquote reach on. So I'm a little worried for our sake as far as like my own personal preferences as far as who I believe we should draft. I could see Morez going here. And then also, Chats, I could see your guy going here. I could see Braden going here as well. Yeah. Definitely see Braden going.
What about Adai Mara going here? Like, I understand that they already have, they have Lively and they have what's his name from Washington that they got from
Gafford.
Washington. Yeah, they got Gafford, but a lot of rumors are swirling around that they want to trade Gafford to get some some sort of assets from him. And so with that said, would Adai Mara kind of make sense here? And especially him being a pretty good playmaking big, possibly Dusty May would want him to come.
Yeah, I could see that happening as well. Especially with the health of Derek Lively. I feel like, relatively speaking, hasn't been too healthy. So I could see that happening. I don't think they'll give up on Derek Lively, but like you said, they've been shopping around Darian Gafford a little bit from some of the reports that I've been seeing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go Mara here as well. One of those 3 players could, they could end up here. Who knows? But with Masai, how you say it? Masai
Ujiri,
yeah, with him being there, I know he has a specific archetype, and the reason why I was saying Morez, I could see that happening is because I feel like he fits his archetype of build that he was drafting when he was with Toronto. So,
well, here's hoping that they go away from Morez.
Yeah. The Mavs were, I think the rumor was they were looking to trade up from 30 and package Gafford to like move up a little bit in the late first round. So that'll be interesting to see. And obviously, the Mavs had the thing where they was trying to make Cooper Flag the point guard. That didn't really work out. Obviously they have Kyrie coming back from injury, but they could use a little bit more creation. Mara could make sense at that point, kind of let him initiate the offense and, in the iHeart spot, Domantas Sabonis type of role. That could be an interesting shout there for the Mavericks and Dusty May. But I mean, Dom, let's talk Thunder. First of all, do you think that the Thunder could trade up to number 9, or are you team stay at 12?
I mean, we talked about this not too long ago, but I kind of compared it to it being a sin in this specific draft to not take 2 players.
I like that.
I think we have to take 2 players. This draft is extremely deep. I think with pick 12, there's going to be extreme value there. And then also with pick 17, even if you do take a flyer on said young player, I think that there is value there. I'm looking at this draft where we can come away with a quality guard prospect who can put the ball on the floor, pass, dribble, shoot, while also coming away with positional sizing within this draft. So I'm not the biggest fan of packaging both of those picks up to possibly move up a little bit. I'd rather take those two at the where we're at, and then 37 just try to trade that back for a future pick, regardless if it becomes a slightly worse pick in a different draft.
But if you were able to package a pick outside of this draft and still have 2 picks in the draft, but trade up with one of the picks, would you be willing to do that?
Or are you saying like keeping 12 and 17 still, or are you
So
saying
like
packaging,
like keeping
use
17 and like trading, like packaging something with 12 and move up to like 9 or 10 or something?
I wouldn't be too mad at that. I think we kind of might have missed our opportunity because I'm pretty sure we own a
The
future pick spot for Dallas, right?
28.
Or the-
Yeah,
yeah,
28
we
for
do
Dallas,
too,
20,
yeah.
27
Okay.
for the Clippers. Yeah, so we got those.
28 Nuggets too, is that right?
Well, no, so yeah, the Nuggets ones are top 5 protected for 27 and 29.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then we have a San Antonio pick next year, which I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, if you're gonna trade the San Antonio pick next year, it's probably gonna be a draft day trade for somebody who's looking for you know, a cheap first rounder, a la what we did with Denver the last times we traded with them. So
Yeah, I was gonna say because didn't the Bucks pick up another draft pick in this
In
draft?
the Giannis trade, yeah.
Yeah, they
yeah,
got
the Miami pick.
pick 13.
Which one was it? Third? Yeah, 13.
Yes, they got 10 and 13.
Mm.
Oh my!
You might be able to. Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you might be able to-
Perez
Dallas
is
got-
going to
yeah.
the Mavs.
Yeah,
Unless he's going to the Mavs for us.
Man. Nice.
it's crazy because we did a mock draft in the Discord that I have, and
Yeah.
I literally was the one who was saying, "Yeah, I believe that they're gonna take him."
But I mean,
So-
what that means is disappointing. But what that means is that other players drop. The beautiful thing about being pick 12, somebody's gonna drop. Whether it's Braden Burries, whether it's Adai Mara, whether it's, you know, somebody like that. And I know
Nate
people don't
Ament.
necessarily, people don't necessarily want want Mara or want Ament, you know. But again, you have a shirt on, Maddie, that says "Trust to Presti," and so
I have one in my
trusted him all
closet.
yeah, we've trusted him all this time. He's, you know, we've trusted him all the way to a championship and all the way to contending to a championship last year. And so, you know, can he make a wrong move? Of course he has, you know, in the past, but I trust that with 2 first-round picks, you know, high first-round picks, I trust that he'll get at least one good rotational player.
Now I have a feeling new Dallas Mavericks coach Dusty May will be bringing a Wolverine up next at 99 in his new job. All right, Shams, bro. All right, dude.
It's killing him to not be able to.
You know, Shams had to ask like the ESPN overlord, "Can I please put this one out?" Like, there's literally 3 Michigan players. Like,
Is it the Squidward meme where he's like looking outside at SpongeBob?
yeah, exactly. He's looking at Brett Siegel and he's looking at Jake Fisher
Jake
running
Fisher
around
playing
having fun.
outside.
Just tweeting about it. No, that's great. All right, fellas. I mean, hey, I feel pretty confident now that Perez has gone 9. I feel pretty confident Nate Ament's going to go 10. I will be shocked if Nate Ament doesn't go 10. So this is shaping up to you get to the Warriors at 11. Obviously, Braden Burries is a guy that many people said 11 is the backstop. Also, many times in this draft process, I've seen Adai Mara also mocked to the Warriors at 11. So I feel like whoever is left between Adai Mara, Braden Burries, and Nate Ament is who the Thunder are probably going to take at 12. Do you guys have any differences, or do you think like this is the Dalen Swain reach, or anything else? What are you guys thinking?
Maybe not be a reach. This may be actually where Swain, you know, is slated. Again, it's all in the eye of the beholder here.
I gotta say, if Burries gets to 12,
Oh,
I'm gonna be
snatch him
freaking
up.
out.
You
I'm gonna be
snatch him
freaking
up.
out.
Yeah, you have to pull the
Yeah.
trigger. With the Warriors though, they're the exact team that I'm worried about for Yaxel. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people have been wanting Yaxel, but with Steve Kerr coming back on a 2-year contract, the Warriors getting older. They're obviously trying to make this one last hurrah race at being able to be in contention, whether that's true or fact, if they can do so. I think Yaxel is the guy that they might target personally. I just could see them saying, hey, this guy's mature. He's played a bunch of basketball. He can come in. He can help us immediately. 3-and-D, positional size. Like, he's the guy I'm worried about them taking Yaxel for. But, Chance, this sets you up perfectly for your guy. I can see you over there excited.
I'm cautiously optimistic, okay, because I do feel like I've heard many people say that, like, whenever Braden Berrios went to work out for the Warriors, he absolutely killed it. The Warriors were head over heels. Like, they are really excited about the idea of pairing him with Steph Curry and kind of like keep Margaret Darius Garland, like, a guy that can play on and off ball. Like, he takes some of the ball handling pressures off of Curry, which Curry, as we've seen for years, Curry does better off ball, running around screens, just like running 100 miles in the basketball game to get open looks from three. So also, I mean, I don't know, because like Burries is a guy that's capable of playmaking, but that's not what we saw in Arizona. Like, we saw him doing everything else. That's not to say he can't do it, but Adai Mara is a guy that gives you legitimate size. I mean, who was their big guy this year? Like, I mean, obviously, we talked about with they had Porzingis, they had Draymond Green. Like, did they have anybody else, like, in terms of big men?
They had who's their guy that he spaces the floor? Post Quentin Post.
Oh, Quentin Post. Yeah, I mean, there's a big hole there. Like, I think that that Adai Mara makes a lot of sense of the Warriors, and I'm not just saying that because I want Braden Berrios to fall. I'm being legit. I think that he makes a lot of sense there. Could provide a lot of the stuff that Andrew Bogut did for them, and also
he's a Lego lover, man.
What happened?
Morez Johnson is a Lego lover.
Okay. I thought that was a Miles Turner shot for a second. I was like, what?
No.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I think that he could provide a lot. He could be like a mixture of Andrew Bogut and Draymond Green for the Warriors in terms of, like, his rim protection, his defensive capabilities, and also a guy that can, create looks for Curry off ball as well. As we talked about his fit with the Mavericks. So I think Mara makes sense for the Warriors too. I don't know if they take him, but I'm just saying it makes sense there too. I mean, looking at the Bucks, I mean, do you guys think it's anybody else but Nate Ament?
I mean, I think it could be anybody, man. Like, they're a blank canvas right now.
But you don't.
So,
we like I said, we did a mock draft or whatever, and he was the guy who he almost fell out of the lottery on our mock draft. So I could see him not going here, not shooting.
Remember what we said? We've said that that his agent has been pretty good about getting information out there. So it may be a situation where it's not necessarily the team saying that they want to take him, that it's the agent saying, hey, this team is heavy on this guy, or this team trying to, bump him up a little bit. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Our guys in No Ceiling said that if he doesn't go 10, and he can make it to 13 now that the Bucks have another pick, but if he doesn't go 10 or 13, he could actually have a pretty big free fall. So that will be interesting to watch as we're looking into it. It looks like, I mean, did the timer start and like it's done, or has the timer not started yet? I guess
it would say the pick is in, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. I mean, I could see it. I could see them forgetting to put the timer up.
That'd be so ESPN to them.
It's their whole job. You forget to do your job?
Come on, man. I'm just refreshing. Give me something.
I mean, it took them like 5 years to get the whole J-Dub thing together. Like,
this is true.
I mean, fair. They still don't have it figured out.
Dom, let me ask you this, though. So Wiggins got traded a couple of days ago. Do you see any other Thunder players being traded?
Braden Berrios goes to the Bucks.
No.
Good for them. I'm glad him instead of Golden State.
At least the Bucks are smart, man. At least the Bucks are smart. Shout out to them. They're smart.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to learn from Hero, maybe. Unless they move him
I think they might reach out him to Detroit or something. To be honest, if that's
they could, yeah.
Like, man,
Merez and Burrs back to back is actually heartbreaking.
That is tough.
Well, we have one shot here at Yaxel. So
I mean, I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you,
one
man.
shot.
Like as we've seen, like in some of these mocks, the Axel could fall out of the lottery and even make his way back to us at 17.
would you take the risk on that?
I mean, it's a Presti thing, man. Like I was telling them, if we got to 17, Yaxel's still on the board and we don't take him, then something in the background, something in the personality that just didn't jive with Presti because.
Yeah.
You know, like as big of a hole as he would feel, as perfect as he would be on the court, Presti's big thing is we draft people, not players. So if he gets to that point and he passes him up, that's probably why. As frustrating as that would be, because I do think that Yaxel feels an immediate need and like is like a contributor day one. But that's probably why. But I mean, I would take Yaxel at 12. I don't care.
The
Like,
Warriors
I
are
think he's
fielding
good enough.
offers for the number 11 pick per source.
It's because they want to bury us, and now they're like,
Yeah.
oh crap, man.
And apparently, so if they're doing that, they're not as
They're not
high
taking
on
Mara.
Yaxel as
Or Yara.
Mara or Yaxel as we all thought they were.
Bro, that's crazy.
So if we,
Yeah.
Dang, my computer is going crazy right now. If we do end up bringing Mara in, is this the end for iHeart?
I'd
It
say
could
it'd be
signal
more
that.
more on Sorber than iHeart. I think.
Nah, I think like Sorber, I think it's a situation where you have to see what you have with him.
Yeah.
first, at least.
Maybe, but you have to keep iHeart. Like iHeart was one of our most important players against the Spurs.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think what Dom is saying is that if you take Mara, is it an indication of the contract negotiations with iHeart? Like, are the numbers not matching up with the Thunder and iHeart? So, like, are they just pivoting at this point and letting him
And I mean,
walk?
the thing with iHeart is you still control that contract. So you can go ahead and bring him on for one more year and you can have him kind of like, teach Mara, Sorber how to play that role because both of them are pretty good at playmaking. Both of them are pretty good at being hubs. And so, it may be more of the other things that they need to learn, and, as far as the NBA game and things like that go. So, I mean, we control the destiny that we have with Hartenstein. So we'll see.
Oh, man. The Thunder's worst nightmare might be happening here soon, man.
It's really gonna be Mara or Met. My two guys that I've been lower on than anybody.
Or Swain.
I mean, hey, at this point, that is a win. That is a win. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna say that Mara and Ament can't be good players, and I'm not gonna just like dog them maliciously. This isn't a Poku situation. Like, I did not believe in Poku at all. I don't want Mara or Ament, but do I believe that they can turn into like contributing players? Absolutely. Amara is 7'3". He has great playmaking feel, and obviously, great playmaker. Defensively, he's pretty good there. He needs to continue to develop. My biggest question is like, how much was he insulated at Michigan with Yaxel and Merez alongside there? Because he wasn't able to play big minutes and he wasn't productive in those minutes at UCLA. It wasn't until he got next to Yaxel and Merez that he had this showing. Now, hopefully it's something that he's learned and he can continue to, put into the as he gets into the league. And if he's on the Thunder, that's the case. But that's one of my big worries. And with Native Mint, Ryan was on the pod last night, Ryan Styles for the Thunder Roundtable. And he said that he feels like the whole Native Mint thing is partly because he's been miscast as a guy that is a star swing, which, he could have like higher upside, but really what he needs to be focusing on is just being a 3 and D plus player. And he feels like he has the capabilities to do that with his size and his, his measurables, his athletic testings and whatnot. Obviously we got to clean up the shot if he comes to OKC, but we have Chip England for a reason. So Am I devastated that Merez and Burris just went back to back? Absolutely, I am. But
Yeah.
Mara and Ament aren't just lost hopes. Just bummed.
Ironically enough, I've compared him to like watching a bunch of his film. I know people are out on Zachary Risache. I think when they decided to trade Trae Young, they kind of threw him out the window, to be honest with you. But Nate Amenum reminds me a lot of that specific play style. And I think similar to what Ryan said, I think if he hones in on being more of a 3-and-D and then tweener as far as being able to put the ball on the ground, he could do great things at OKC. If you're expecting him to be a star, I'm not sure if he has it. I'm not trying to put a limit on him, but
yeah, not fair to him either.
I wonder what happened with Mara. Like, as far as like, why is he slipping after being like, oh, he's gonna go top 7, top 8, top 9? I wonder.
I don't know. I think he was a bunch of smoke screens this whole process. I think he was a smoke screen player.
Might have been.
I think he was a smoke screen player.
I'm refreshing, going crazy right now. Like,
dude, the draft cast is down to 11 seconds for the Warriors. And
mine says it's done. It doesn't say pick is in. It just says round 1, like it did for the Bucks pick. So I need something, guys. Come on, Siegel.
Who do y'all want them to take?
I don't know.
Or who do y'all don't want them to take, I guess?
Man.
I mean, at this point, I trust the Presti, man.
No, I think he's talking about the Warriors, like right here.
Oh, the
like,
Warriors? Oh, man, go ahead and take Mara. Oh, who do we not want him to take?
Yeah, that's the answer, because then that's who you want at 12.
Yeah, so
that's
I don't
smart
want
way
them
to say it.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I want them to take Mara. So
I do not want them to take Yaxel here.
Yeah,
the camera's on Yaxel.
Shite.
Come on, bro. Give me any kind of refresh.
This makes me wonder whether OKC is trying to move up into the Warrior spot.
Move up 1 pick? Why?
I mean, they took Yaxel.
Yaxel.
Dog, that sucked. That's brutal. Those are the 3 guys I wanted.
Man.
Right there. Bam, bam, bam.
They took Yaxel?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Axe it is.
Nate Ament, get ready to thunder up, buddy.
Hey, man.
Well, welcome home, Nate Ament and Allen Graves.
Ooh, I don't see that. Specifically, I don't want Allen Graves.
No, not Allen Graves at 12. No.
No.
I will end the stream. I will
At
end the stream
17.
on the spot. I will
At
be done.
17 either. You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? Like, we're right here talking trash. They're going to take Allen Graves at 17. Watch. And then we're going to have to eat our words here like we did with, who was it, with Giddey, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And we got the Giddey smoke early.
Yep.
And we're like, no way.
Yeah.
Y'all were upset when the Thunder took Giddey?
We were. We didn't know who he was. We didn't know too much about him.
We
Yeah.
thought it was a bit of a reach. And then we found out later that Golden State would have taken him right after.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
I
was upset when we took Usman James that draft. And ironically, I wanted Jalen Duren. And fast forward in time and seeing what he did in the playoffs, maybe it's whatever. But.
All right, so OKC. So let me know what y'all think. Who do you think we're taking?
We're going to
Mint. Give me predictions.
A Mint. Okay, so Moles with a Mint.
Yeah.
Dom?
I mean, yeah, I would have to say, ironically, I would have to say Nate Ament, man.
I think OKC throws the first kink into this draft, and they take Swain at 12.
That's what I was gonna say, but
Swain at 12.
I gotta be different. I'm gonna say Mara.
Okay.
I think it happens.
Would y'all say it's too crazy if we drafted Cameron Carr here?
It's not too crazy.
No, if he's the guy that you want. Absolutely. I mean, as we had Skit on here earlier, he was talking about, his length, his athleticism, his shooting. Like, he's a guy that, could definitely slide in and, give us some real production. It's just his size, like in terms of like his weight and whatnot, kind of get thrown around a little bit. But hey, if Presti likes him, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
I don't I don't even think Mara didn't work out for the Thunder, did he?
I don't think so.
It might be Native Mint.
Yeah.
It might be Native Mint.
I'm on 4 minutes 25 seconds on the draft cast here, ticking down. So.
Oh, mine shows pick is in.
Oh wow,
For
I'm
the
on.
Warriors.
I'm using the ESPN.
No, for the war. Yeah,
Right.
for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, ESPN site shows 4 minutes 8 seconds for the Thunder.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be.
Yeah, my guys are crashing out right now at the fact of taking Native Mint.
So
They're crashing.
I think it's going to be a mint, and
That's
Siegel, did you
What?
just read that? And now the Thunder are on the clock at 12 with Mara and Native Mint on the board. Ironically, 2 players they had interest in trading up for. Do they try to trade with the Bucks then to get pick
They
13
get both.
and take them both?
Mm.
Like they did with Jang and
Don't
with
do that to me.
Wesley.
Don't
I'm
do that to
saying,
me,
though,
Mo. Don't do that to me.
there's precedent for doing that.
Presty dance. Look at you.
I'm just.
I like that. I like that.
I don't think it's the worst idea. In the world.
Damn, it was so good that Dylan went ahead and clocked out.
I can't
It
press
said,
that.
"Nah, bro, I'm out."
That
That
was
wasn't
too
just a
much.
no. That was a hell no.
Oh no, man! I am.
He said he's gonna go knit some socks or something with the rest of his night.
Oh, we lost Dom too. There we go.
No,
All of
well,
us gone.
There we go.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
Sheesh, man. This is
So-
nerve-wracking.
Had interest in trading up for. I mean, if we were interested in both of those, and we were interested in maybe trading up for either one,
I mean,
then why
if the
wouldn't we trade up from 17 to go to 13?
But also, if the intel from no
Give the
ceilings,
Bucks Isaiah Joe and
damn.
What was you saying, Alex?
Well, I'm saying if the intel was right from the no ceilings guys, like if Native Mint falls from here, like we could get him at 17. He might be there at 17.
Yeah.
I just wonder if that's the case, though. Do you think that the Hornets pass on him twice?
That's good. Yeah,
well, Hornets
they won't
not
pass on
14
Mara. I know that
weeks, right?
much.
Nah. Yeah.
Oh no, they would definitely not pass on
Yeah,
Mara.
they-
That's why I think. I think I agree with Maddie, man. I think if you decide to go Mara right here, because he probably would be more dangerous as far as not picking here. I think you do have to call the Bucks and see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
If you really want to get him and a Mint.
If we get both him and a
We go-
man, I will be. I will be.
And
upset.
listen, this whole process, Presti's just gonna do whatever he's
Yeah.
gonna do, and
Yeah,
just accept
I'm-
it. It is what it is.
1 minute 23 seconds ticking down.
That would be. I mean, that would be so Presty because like it was the Giddy thing. I was like, I will throw an absolute fit if we take Josh Giddy at 6, and we did. And then Nikola Topic, I was like, I don't love Nikola Topic. In terms of like just a prospect and like falling to 12, like that's one thing. But even still, I was just like, all right. I mean, we can't even get excited about him. He's not playing this year. It would just be very Presty if that happened.
it's so on brand for the Thunder, man. Like they are not gonna leak anything.
The pick is in.
Oh, it says the pick is in, bro. I'm refreshing. Give me something, Siegel.
Yeah, my heart's in my
I'm
stomach
saying-
right now.
I'm saying a mint probably.
Dalen Swing.
I think I want. I would love for it to be Swain. Come on, man.
I just hope the hitch and the jump shot isn't a hindrance at the next level.
For Swain,
I love everything else
Mhm.
about him though.
yeah, that'd be something that you like. Again, you really rely on Chip trying to fix that up. Oh no.
All right, come on, guys, come on.
I'm literally like on my phone just going
Dude,
on my notifications.
Oklahoma.
This is gonna make do take Mara, man. It's gonna make my mind race for iHeart. It's gonna
Yeah.
make my mind race.
well,
No, I'm
if that,
right
if
there
that
with
would be
you.
the case, then why wouldn't we trade him? Then we don't let talent leave for nothing. we can get quite a bit back for iHeart if that was going to be the play.
He's on.
I agree with you, but going forward,
A day Mara. We took a day Mara.
You know what? I'm fine with it.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Hey, we just saw him, 2 days ago? Or was it yesterday in the videos? Like, not down 3 after 3 after 3.
Yeah, now we need that to be real. Now we need that to be real. I was like, don't fall for this. Please don't fall for this. Fall for it now. I'm falling all over the place.
And we said the Michigan 3, they went 3 out of 4 picks with Burries in the middle. So,
man,
wow.
I wish that was so good.
I hope this just isn't a response to Wemby. Like, I hope they see something in this guy.
I don't think Presti's reactionary like that. I
mean, he is like the first iteration. There were big guys all over the West, so he got Kendrick Perkins. We've seen this before with Presti.
Yeah.
So,
if only we would have gotten Tyson Chandler.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's more of a scheme thing too, though, because
yeah.
To be completely honest with you, Chet should have been guarding him, man. It's he's 7'4", Chet is what 7'1", 7'2". You should be guarding him.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing I will say about Mara, and I said this in the podcast that we had the Tylers on. Mara's best season, he was insulated by Yaxel and he was insulated by Morez Johnson. In Oklahoma City, he's going to be insulated by Chet, probably Hartenstein. Yeah. Jay Will, Sorber. And so he's going to have J Dub is going to be there, acting as a 4 sometimes. And so he's going to have great players around him. And so again, if we don't necessarily plan on him being a 1A, 1B type player, and we want him to be, just do your role, be a rotational piece, so on and so forth, he could be good. He could be great in that role. And so, having another big body in there and having somebody who can play make at 7'3", 7'4", it may be a good thing. It may be a good thing. So we shall see. I'm going into this positively.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get there.
I mean, yeah. Walker Kessler 2.0 would be awesome, I think.
Sure. I mean, he's about to make 140 million a year. So yeah.
Yeah, he turns up his nose at 30+ million.
Let me flip this over to Dom real quick because your boy Gabi's blowing up the chat. He wants in here, so I gotta turn you loose and get Gabi in here. So I mean, what?
He's about to come on here and cry to y'all. Really might shed a tear, so just be cautious of that. He's gonna be extremely upset. But my bad.
No, you're great, man. I just wanted to ask you. I mean, what's your final thoughts on Mara at 12, given how the board fell? What you're feeling on him right now?
I was saying this, and I'm not saying it in a sense of I don't think that we have certain things where we can't get better, but theoretically speaking, let's say even if we went into this upcoming season with the exact same roster, and you could promise health, people would have us as a favorite. This is just a bonus to what we're adding. Cheaper contracts, even though this isn't the specific player that I want, it is what it is. Like I said, it makes my brain think about what are we going to do with iHeart or Sorber possibly, or what's going to go on with that. But for the most part, I just think this is just a bonus towards the roster. I'm not overly upset. It is what it is. Presti is doing what he's doing. The guy that I thought would jump up, especially with that hiring, he did. I'm extremely upset that we didn't get him, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Man. At the end of the day, we still have a great team. Still going to be able to compete.
Absolutely, Dom. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm sure you know this. Anytime you need me to come on pod, I'm happy to do it. We'll definitely have you on in the future. We're going to have a lot of exposure to Delusional Podcast as the rest of the night goes on. So follow them on YouTube. Subscribe to their channel. They do great stuff. They're great guys. And Dom, we'll yell at you later, bro, brother.
Yes, sir. Y'all appreciate y'all.
See you, boss. All right, I will get that link copied and sent over there to Yanni. I just gotta say, Rucker just took a break from their stream. Like they've been streaming since 4 o'clock, live streaming. He just sent me a winky face because we took a Daimara. So yeah, that's where things are at.
minute 23 for the Heat here.
No,
So if it's
Milwaukee.
not in, maybe they move it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this definitely feels like native mint, right?
Yeah. I mean, and then you know what? Like pretty tremendous, upside players for them. If those guys reach their ceiling, right? So I mean, they could have done worse with pick 10 and 13 for sure.
Yeah.
If that's the way it ends up going. So we will see. Man, now I've got to watch all the Mara stuff. Like I don't know why. I was like, no, that seems too simple. That seems reactionary.
Yeah, now we got to buy into all of the playmaking, the 3-point shooting highlights, the defensive thing. Like my big thing, and even Metcalf. Like Metcalf is a Michigan fan. Like he watched every Michigan game probably multiple times this year, especially because he's a fan and he's a draft analyst, and they have 3 people in the lottery, for God's sakes. And he even said that there is a world where he goes back to the bad habits that he had at UCLA. I just really hope that doesn't happen. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think Oklahoma City would allow him to.
Is it enough to say that like you're betting on one of him or Sorber, and it doesn't matter if one of them's a bust, and it's like I'm taking multiple swings at getting a guy that we can long-term play next to Chet?
I think they're different, though. I think that Sorber is a guy that is more – he's a better defender, like, on the perimeter. I think he's a more switchable defender than Mara is. Mara is more of, like, a guy that, you have camped out around the lane and whatnot. Sorber is a guy that has good shot blocking instincts, but he does not have the size of Mara as well. So, with that being said, we have our next guest coming on. Also from the Delusional Podcast. We just had Dom. Now we have Gabi. What up, Gabi?
Am I lagging a bit?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, we good. What's up, man?
Nice to meet you guys. Man, I'm not excited. I'm not going to lie to you.
Dom said that you might shed a tear.
A mint
it's a pick.
A mint to the Bucks. Hey, at least we didn't get Mara and a mint.
I don't even know what to say. Actually, you guys think I should? Is it okay if I switch devices because this is low key being really slow?
Yeah, no, you're good. I'll move you off of here. I'll move you to backstage. You can just fix whatever you need to fix and just jump back in whenever you get back.
I'll come back real quick.
All right, cool.
All right, so now we're on Honest, Kareem Lopez.
No, I think
Ellen Graves.
We got our big. I think Bennett Sturts is a possibility. I think Dalen Swain, if he's there.
I think he's talking about the Hornets pick next.
Oh, Hornets.
Maybe. Bulls, are you talking about us? Like, because do not mention Kareem Lopez with us. Don't even put that out there.
I mean, yeah, I'm at this point, just trying to figure out who's going to go maybe of the next couple picks so we can. I think Swain at 17 is probably the guy. If I was a betting man.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the intel. Like, a lot of people, all the mock drafts today, like whether it was Siegel or Vicini or Wasserman or Jeremy Wu, they had us either getting Mara or Merez at pick 12. And then most of them had Swain at 17. I think Wu kind of dug his heels in on Bennett Sturts at 17, which I like Bennett Sturts, but like after getting Mara, give me Swain, man. I need Swain. Give me something to be excited about. All right, let's try Gabi again. Gabi, you good now?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? Am I echoing?
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, you sound
whatever
good.
You did worked.
The camera's much better too, like much better quality.
Yeah, I know my thing was just being slow, but nice to meet you guys. I'm not happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not happy with the pick. Let's just say that I'm livid actually, but.
No, I mean, I feel you. You know, obviously it was not the guy that I wanted. You know, I talked about that on your podcast. You know, of the Michigan guys, he was like my least favorite of the prospects. But I think that the fact that we didn't trade up for him, like we stayed put, we didn't lose any assets to get him, like a lot of the rumors were there, and also just had the board kind of laid out. Like it was basically going to be Ament or Mara, or like take an absolute reach on somebody, like try to get Dalen Swain, a guy that might be there at 17, try to get Cameron Carr, a guy that might be there at 17. I know you don't like Cameron Carr either. So like,
I'm a fan. I'm not hating on him. I think he's good.
Okay.
I would have been fine with us drafting him over A.J. Mara, but you know, hey, that's what Sam Presti does. Sam Presti, every player that I don't like, he's taking them. So I respect it, you know.
Let me ask you this: would you are you more bummed about this than if he would have took Nate Ament, or could you get behind like the upside of him?
I'm gonna be honest. I would have been, I guess, a little bit more excited if we took Nate, because at least theoretically speaking, he's a 6'10" wing, right? Something that we needed on this team. Theoretically, he can shoot the ball, right? Those are his strengths. Two things that we actually need now. Is he that good? Probably not, but you know, I just don't like adding A-Day on this team at all. Like I'm not a fan of him or his upside, but he's Andrew Bogut.
I mean, Andrew Bogut was a good player for a while, man. I mean, I do think that, you know, defensively, I think the Bogut thing makes sense. You know, I was talking about what he could look like if the Warriors took him. I thought that the Warriors might try to get him. But, you know, of course, they took Yaxel. And I thought that he could be like a hybrid of Andrew Bogut and Draymond Green for them in terms of like what he was able to do, you know, down low as a defender, but also as a playmaker, you know, to let Curry kind of run off ball. My biggest like frustration in this, because like I'm to the point, like, you know, Mara wasn't my favorite prospect, as I've talked to you and like many other people on the podcast. Like even Tyler Rucker from No Ceilings, as I was saying to the guys before you got on, he sent me a winky face as soon as it happened, just trolling me. So everybody knows how I felt about Adai Mara, but without the board shaped out and with not trading up, I'm okay with it. But my biggest like worry is, what does this mean in the iHeart like contract negotiations? Is this an indicator of iHeart and OKC not seeing eye to eye, and so they get a guy that plays a lot like iHeart, has better size, but also has, you know, has the playmaking? I mean, what do you think about that?
I think there's two things. Probably a big trade is coming. I feel that's possibly something that could be happening right now, or just in talks, because we have way too many centers, like way too many centers. You have iHeart, you have Thomas Sorber, you have Jay Will, you have Chet, you have, and I get it, Jay Will and Chet, they're kind of interchangeable. They can play with whoever, but just way too many bodies out there, centers out there who are just strictly centers. And for me, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we're probably never, ever going to see Chet center minutes again, which for me personally absolutely sucks. Like,
yeah,
I don't even know what to say there, bro. I don't know why this team is so against putting him at his best position. I don't get it, but that's what I see happening. It's either we keep all of them, and Thomas Sorber is probably the odd man out because of his injuries and things like that, or we just make a trade. Like iHeart, it's time for you to go. It might be the move. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And, you know, it's funny you bring up the point, we have like all these centers, like we have so many centers. That's the same thing that people have been saying for years about, oh, we have so many guards, we don't need to draft any more guards. I would rather have more guards and more shot creation than like a surplus of centers, personally. But, you know, that's kind of how I feel about it.
You know what I want? I want an all-NBA, all-defensive type of wing that can handle the ball too. That's what
that could possibly score 40 points in the finals.
Maybe, you know, I would love to add one of those guys to what we had going against the Spurs. Something like that would be real clutch.
That'd be a great get right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's happened with your microphone, man. I don't know what that is. We fixed the camera, but now your microphone's just like you're surrounded by aluminum foil or something. Yeah, anyways, let's see here. Has pick 14 gone up yet?
It's still
Not yet.
35, 34, 33 for the Hornets, so not in yet.
You jumped ahead of me. I'm at like 47 now. How did that happen?
I'm on the ESPN website in the draft cast. That's
Oh
where
my
I'm at.
gosh. Okay. Jumped into the future, man.
Gabi gonna kill my neck.
So who do
All
y'all
right.
think for the Hornets? Hannes
Gabi,
Steinbach.
I'm gonna throw you backstage and I'll get you
They're-
back on here.
Honest here.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. It makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Do you see some Laurie in him? Because I see a little bit of that.
See some iHeart. iHeart with some shooting.
A little
I
bit,
mean,
yeah.
Only
do see
thing
that.
with Hannes is like he's more like his skill is rebounding. Like he can finish around the rim for sure. He has some semblances of like shooting touch, and defensively is really where he has to like improve. Like he's got great length, he's got great size, but he's got to improve as a defender. So
I see a little bit of Sabonis without the passing chops.
Sabonis I've also seen as well. So yeah, that's a good shout there. Yeah, man, I don't know. Let's come on. It is Hannes Steinbach. Brett Siegel.
Can we find a way to trade some players and get Trey Murphy now? Would you be more excited if we could swing that somehow?
Hey, I love Trey Murphy. I don't think that we would bring him in just because he's gonna be expensive. What his
25?
extension kicks in next year?
Yeah, how much is he making? 25 a year?
It's making 25 this year. Upcoming year. Yeah, he's going to be very expensive.
Yeah, I've been neglecting the chat. Let me go to the chat and see what people are saying. A lot of people very upset. Let me scoot back a little bit.
Yeah, 25, 27, 29, and then 31. So he's going to be hella expensive.
So we got Jared saying Mara will be a taller version of iHeart. Don't hate that.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Michael says I'm with Gabi. Hate the Mara pick. Let's see here. Okay. Travis says you could sell me on McCain, Mitchell, J-Dub, J-Will, Mara lineups in some games.
The Bucks pick.
I just have to think about that. You got a couple shot creators in AJ and Dub. You got spacing with McCain and J-Will, and then Mara. Okay, yeah, I like that. Oh, everybody say hi,
What's up, Chelsea?
The room designer herself.
Yep.
Yeah, she was getting a time frame. I said we're at pick 14.
That was the wifey check right there. That was like, hey, how much longer you got?
Yeah. Let's see here. Your average fan says, "Oh no, not Andrew Bogut. Imagine if they just took Zaire Williams." Amen. I don't know.
Bogut wouldn't be bad.
No, he wouldn't, man. Bogut, he was on that first Warriors championship squad. Like he was good until he broke his arm. Then like kind of went downhill after that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not, we'll see.
KU says we have centers, but none of them can get rebounds. And Mara's rebound numbers aren't crazy, but as many people of like our draft shows have pointed out, that all those big men kind of cannibalized each other on the glass. So that kind of ate into the rebound numbers. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh,
Maybe
Nathan says, don't think Mara is playing much this year. What do you guys think about that?
I don't hate
Well,
it.
I mean, I think he means like as far as like we have a glut of centers ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Glut of
he's probably going to do the whole G League sometimes and get him some time there. But with that said, if he's good enough, he's going to play with the Thunder. We've seen where if you are good enough, you're going to be playing AJ Mitchell, playing Cason Wallace from the beginning, playing. Like if you're good enough, you're going to be playing.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Cowboys fan says, really hope we don't trade 17 now. I think I agree. I mean, as Dom was saying, like I would like to have 2 players in this draft anyway. It's just because it's that deep of a draft. So I agree with that. TJ says, still very upset.
We might have poisoned the Mara well on this podcast, leading up to the draft.
I'm not the only person that was low on Mara. Like, we're not the only podcast that was low on Mara. And, like, even still, like, Combe really likes Mara. Like, I said that I'm okay with him at 12. I just did not want to trade up for him. Like, there was people that I would rather have at 12, or theoretically it was going to be there at 12. But, like, if we took him at 12 and we didn't trade up, I wasn't going to be mad as long as we get somebody that, can give us some shot creation at 17. Like, that's my main thing is just, like, I disagree that size was like our biggest discrepancy in that Spurs series. It's shot creation. Everybody's like, oh, well, AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams are going to be healthy next year. Do we know that for sure? It's back-to-back postseasons that these guys have been fighting injuries. Like, I would rather you can't have too much shot creation, especially in the playoffs. So that was kind of my thing. Dr. D keeping it 100 says iHeart is perfect for Mara and Sorber to learn from. If he's still here, Josh says, I trust Presty, but hope for a trade still. Absolutely. Travis says, Swain Sweezy. Haven't heard that one yet. Swain Sweezy pick going to make this night better. Let's see here. 2 players to make the summer league fun. Love that.
Dalen Swain's gone.
No.
To the Bulls.
No. Why?
Because they're good. The players we want, other teams want them ahead of us.
Dang it.
Gosh. Telling you, Bennett Sturts or Cam Carr. I'll be okay with Cam Carr, but he's probably going to be the next pick.
You know what? At this point, I don't hate who wants 17. Can you give me a 2028 first?
It's dwindling, man.
And
I will say that a lot of those guards are still there. So, like, I think that Memphis is a team that could get one of those guards, whether it's Christian Anderson, LeBaron Philon, which I really like LeBaron Philon. Abuka Okori, a lot of people really like. I enjoy him as well. So, like, there's still a lot of talent here. Even with Swain gone, there's still a lot of talent there. There's those guys. There's Cameron Carr. I mean, Derek Parker, and I think Rucker even said that they would just straight up take Zuby at 17. Now, I don't think that was with Mara being taken at 12, but like Zuby, is also a player there as well. So, Nathan said, please not Graves.
He's staring me
We're
in the
not
face
Graves
on
diggers
Best
on the Top
Available.
of Thunder podcast. Bro, Karam Lopez. Bro, if Karam Lopez or Alan Graves goes to OKC, okay, I can't say that for Alan Graves. Like, I don't hate him as much, but I kid you not, if we draft Karam Lopez, I'm ending the stream. I'm just hitting X and we're done. Probably not, because Buzzer might get mad, but I would.
What about Joshua Jefferson at 17?
That's rich. That's rich for 17.
That's rich. I think Gabi's trying to get back on.
I think we got Gabi back. Gabi, are you good now?
Probably not. I got a couple more seconds because my phone is just like, bro. As soon as I hop into the link, my phone just turned into an air runner. Basically, it's like on fire. So
no, I feel you.
We've been there.
That's what happens when you airplay too, man. Like I was, I had to airplay all the playoff games onto my TV, and I was trying to tweet, and I would type something, and it would wait, and then like 5 words would pop up. That's how slow my phone was. But Gabi, I don't know if you saw, Swain just went 14 as well. So another guy. So Hannes and Swain just went 13 and 14. 15 is the Bulls, 16 is the Grizzlies. Cam Carr still out there. You still got all 3 of the other guards like LeBaron Philon, Abuka Okori, Christian Anderson. Since we took Mara, I don't expect us to go anybody big, but like with who's on the board left, who are you liking at 17 for Thunder? Who are you hoping that they take?
It's not really hoping, but I know it's gonna happen. We're taking Nate Ahmed.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone? Wait, who picked him?
Yeah.
13.
Bucks, yeah.
Bucks Miami.
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey, that's when my boy Cameron Carr, just go pick him up. Honestly, if he's available, if he's there, obviously you want to shed some salary, you can get another Isaiah Joe. Shout out to my boy Jay, but that's the best comp out there. You get another Isaiah Joe guy who can shoot, fearless, better release, athleticism, some finishing, wing lob threat, just bring him in. I'm completely cool with him coming in and just taking that role. So I like 100% fine with that.
Catching bodies on dunks, man.
Yeah.
I need it, man.
That's what Isaiah Joe does anyway, so same player.
Yeah, at times, yeah.
As long as he goes up the left. That's what he's great about somebody. Yeah, no. Carr would be a lot of fun. And especially for summer league, especially since Topic isn't playing, Sorber isn't playing. Carr with Mara, Mara in the post, Carr cutting back door, and Mara just kind of throwing it up, and Cam Carr just killing somebody. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love it, honestly. I love the fact that this is one thing that I really want for this team. I want a non-big lob threat. And I feel like getting somebody like him who can jump out the gym, can cut on those corners and kind of just go get the ball. Yeah. We need that. We need some other interior scoring that's not coming from the center position outside of Shea and J-Dub. So, I'm completely cool with him coming over to this team. It makes a lot of sense in my opinion.
No, I'm with you, man. Aside from Carr, there's 3 guards left on the board. A lot of people have them pretty high on their draft boards as well. But you got Christian Anderson, you got Abuka Okoro, you got Allen Graves. Any of those guys, or not Allen Graves, I'm sorry, LeBaron Philon. Any of those guys. Oh, and also your boy Sturts. Yeah. You have any affinity for any of those guards specifically?
No, I honestly. No. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of my players were taken. I do not want smaller guards. I do not want Sturts because he can't defend at all whatsoever, at least at the point of attack. All these other guards, no. I'm just not a fan. Keep them away from the team. They don't have max wingspans besides what's his name?
Okoro.
Yeah, Okoro.
Yeah, he's got a +7 wingspan, but he's 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6'1", so it's is that really honestly? Yeah, and even you brought up Allen Graves. Keep him away from my team as well. I don't really know who I want here, honestly, because I'm just gonna be honest. The wing talent in this class isn't as intriguing. It's a lot of guards and some really solid bigs, and then Allen Graves. Kareem Lopez, who I'm not just the biggest on. So I don't know who we're gonna pick here, honestly. This is where I say we have to make a trade, bro. I'm telling
you, I don't think it's a crazy option to draft Sergio De La Rey here at 17 and stash him. No, I'm saying stash him away for 2 years. You don't have to pay him. He's still there in the pipeline. He's still developing. I mean,
trade back.
Let me see.
Trade back. Just trade back. And there's no point. 17, just trade back. He's a 25th overall pick prospect. Just trade back.
I will say, Derek Parker was on the show last night. Obviously, he's been blown up draft wise, and he kind of gave a bold take for 17. Koa Pete. How you guys feel about Koa Pete at 17? He's a guy that gives you that wing size. He doesn't do shooting, obviously, but everything else he's pretty good at.
If we didn't take Mara, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but even then, I'm not a fan of him. Undersized,
he's got no shot.
Nah.
Yeah, Koa Pete, man. No disrespect to him. He was supposed to be a top 5 player, but I don't need another player with a broke jumper on this team. Unless you're 7 foot, 6'9" plus, Morez, I would have been fine with because he's a defensive genius. But no.
And I get the Aaron Gordon comparisons. I do get it, but Aaron Gordon has a shot, and it did develop. That 3-point shot did develop throughout his career. We don't have time for that. We need somebody to come in and start, hitting those jumpers and giving the ability to help Shea and help Dub and help AJ, get those lanes and be just be ready for those shots. And so, like, Koa Pete right now, probably not.
It's a lazy comp too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a lazy comp. Gordon was like a much better athlete.
Oh, he's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at this point, I'd be
Better.
if we decided to go Zuby at 17, I wouldn't be mad. I like Zuby.
Ooh, that's another big man though.
Yeah, Zuby's not
He is, but he's kind of like a
bad.
tweener. Mm-hmm. And as Derek was pointing out on the pod last night, he has like that feel for the game. He can do some creation with the basketball in terms of like, passing out of the short roll and whatnot. Lost Gabi again. That's tough. But like he said that he reminds him of Jay Will in the fact that like if you bump down a few attributes on his playmaking and just bump that up on the defensive side, that Zuby edge of four.
Oh, the 3-point shot. He said 3-point shot.
Yeah, 3-point shot also. Like I think he shot like 30-something%, but he's also like he has good indicators. Like I think he shot almost 80% from the free throw line as well. So I love Zuby. I think that Zuby will be a lot of fun. And
Bennett Sturts going to the Grizzlies.
Bennett Sturts to the Grizzlies.
I feel like it's going to be Christian Anderson or Allen Graves.
Oh,
it might be Graves. It very much might be Graves.
Why not Cam Carr? What did Cam Carr do to you? What did he do to Sam Presti?
He didn't do anything to me.
It sucks, man, because
Carr.
I thought he was the next J-Dub, to have the measurement win, to have the combine win, and just like shoot himself up to the lottery, and he did not. Cam Carr.
Oh.
Man, oh Shevitz.
Here we go. It's gonna be so fun.
I mean, we're gonna have to wait the full 5 minutes.
Because you think that they're
no, because this is what they do. They're steel trap,
and nothing gets out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm good. I'm good.
No trades, bro. No trades.
I know.
Today.
Not a single one. That's crazy. Oh, there's a trade. Sturts is going to the Thunder for 2 seconds.
Oh, what? How did that work out?
But we get 7. So are we keeping 17?
Oh, what?
Shams
comes out of the.
You said no trades, and that literally popped up on top of my phone.
For
trade
2 second-round picks, so probably.
Bro, are we taking
30,
16 and 17?
Are we?
How did we get a first-round pick for 2 seconds?
Oh,
like a fringe lottery for 2 seconds?
The Memphis Grizzlies will take Bennett Sturts with the 16th overall pick. Okay. This pick is heading to Oklahoma City, who just traded for Sturts.
But how?
Bro, Sam Presti, you are a demon. No shot, dude. There's no shot.
It's trading number 16 to Oklahoma City for 2 second-round. Like, what is Memphis doing? Like, do they have money situations? I mean, I don't think so.
There's got to be more. There's got to be more to it than just 2 seconds to get number 16.
What is going on?
I like Sturts for what it's worth.
I mean, I do too. But
I agree with Gabi. I don't think he's a great defender, but like you're not drafting Sturts for being a defender. He played the most minutes like of anybody else in the draft class in terms of like minutes per game. Like he was an Iron Man. Like he's a guy that we talk about the availability of AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams in the playoffs. Like Bennett Sturts is the type of guy that can play like long stretch runs, like through the regular season, through the postseason, and a guy that you can rely on because of his durability. 3-point shooting, phenomenal. I think he's a good processor for his size. Like he honestly, like I think he's listed at 6'5". Like he's got good size at the guard position as well. I think people are just going to look at him because he's an awkward looking white guy and get annoyed by the pick. But like Sturts is a hooper. Sturts is a hooper.
Hey, awkward looking white boys unite. Let's go.
I'm not mad. Especially if we kept 17. Like
I was so close with my prediction about like trading up for 11 and still having 12. It was just the other one. We traded up for 16 with outside sources. Bro, I am mind blown. We just got a 16th
Okay,
pick.
they're sweeping 16 and 17.
Ah.
So apparently we added
swapping.
Swapping. So we added 2 second rounders to that. Why did
Who
we
was
do that?
trying to come up to get Sturts ahead of us then?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Now just gotta get clarification because that was Fisher, and Fisher is good with his sources, but he also messed up really bad last year. So I'm leaving room for error.
I mean, because nobody else is saying the 7. And when we traded up and we did the deal with Oosh, it wasn't.
Yeah, like 12 wasn't involved. Like Fisher is saying. So Jake Fisher said the Thunder and Grizzlies, to be clear, are swapping number 16, number 17, our first trade of the first round.
Yeah.
But Sham says Memphis is trading number 16 pick Bennett Sturts to Oklahoma City for 2 second-round picks. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And
I'm just
Shams
saying.
only tweeted like 3 times today.
Justin. Okay, Shams just said that Memphis will draft 17. Oh God, the fan base is about to crash out. Mara and Sturts. This is like, this is Nagasaki level for some fan base people.
I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Looking at how the board.
And then
maybe Toronto.
Clearly, we value him over.
Hey, it's not Alan Graves.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
But now, okay, so these are the things to consider. We have 37. Is that getting packaged with something to move back up here? Was 37 traded as part of this, or is it
Yeah, that's
2
true.
future seconds? Is it the 2 seconds we got for? Is it essentially the 2 seconds we got for Wiggins? And so no harm, no foul. We just get the guy we wanted and got off salary anyway. And then what do we do with Joe? What do we do with Lou? Are they being traded for things? Are they being traded for future assets?
It's not impossible that, I mean, it's been rumored that the Pistons are in on Isaiah Joe. So it could be Isaiah Joe and 37 for like pick 21 or something like that. I don't know, man. At this point, if Presti's just throwing second round picks around like it's nothing, maybe he package 2 seconds with Isaiah Joe to get up there. I don't know.
No.
Wow.
The thing about first round picks is that they are guaranteed. Like second round picks, you can, what we've done is we've gone ahead and 2-wayed them, and then if they're good enough, we sign them, after the trade deadline if we have a roster spot, or we wait till the off season. And so, getting another pick in the first round means that you have to find a roster spot for that person.
Also, the rookie pay scale, it's all slotted by draft position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we actually are paying Sturts a little bit more for pick 16 instead of 17. I know it's semantic there, but a little bit when you're talking about apron, you're talking about, I mean, that little bit is a lot of bit. Start talking repeater tax 3 years down the line because these are 4-year deals, right? So,
well, two, and then team option for the third and the fourth.
Yeah. So
another trade.
The Memphis Grizzlies are selecting Ibuki Okoro.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Man, y'all's feed is quicker than mine.
All right.
All he said is we've got another trade. Jake, come on, man. Don't be doing that.
Oh, crap. Okay, yeah. Gosh, the draft went so fast. We have so much more time left. Give me 1 second. or not going fast. The draft is going slow.
Yeah.
Memphis is trading 17 to the Pistons. Move back to 21 for
Oh
3
my
second-round
gosh.
picks. So Memphis got 2 seconds to move back 1, and then 3 more to move back 4. So they picked up 5 seconds to go from 16 to 21. Not bad.
All right. I unintentionally, whenever we had Gabi on here, ran over on one of our other guests, and so now my guests are double booked. But I think we're about to get chucking darts in here.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
Moles, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah,
Boomer
absolutely.
Sooner.
Boomer indeed. All right, I'm gonna send this over to Chuck. Yeah, we got Chuck from Chuck and Darts coming in here. He'll give us his insight on the Thunder's picks. And Chuck is not a conventional draft head, so he might be able to convince us pretty good about Sturts.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Focus just tweeted out. They do not value wings, and it's worked out for them. I can't blame them.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Like, how long has it been since like is Ooze like our only wing that we've drafted in like the last in the rebuild era?
I mean, him and Dub.
Yeah, but Dub's even like he's a guard that's like cosplaying as a wing. Like he can play a wing because of his height and his strength. Like he's a guard.
Yeah, his length that gives him the ability to be a wing.
I meant to say length and strength, but I said height and strength. I apologize. Oh, yeah, man. I don't know. This is crazy.
I'm okay with it, man. I'm okay. I mean, like they said, like Focus said, like we've won despite not having too many wings. Like we have guys that play up or play down, like Jay will, or even Chet, to a certain respect. So
we got Gabi in the chat saying we can never do it. We don't draft good wings. Gabi, I'm sorry we couldn't get you on here, brother. But yeah, Detroit Pistons get Ibuka Corey. Okay. Tierney's in the chat saying, "Love the Sturts pick." Presty does it again.
So that means he's gonna get himself a Sturts jersey. He got the Topits jersey, now he's gotta get himself the Sturts jersey.
All right, I've got to refocus my camera again. It's being stupid.
Still being stupid.
Still stupid, bro.
I think it actually might be the light reflection in the background.
Perhaps. Might have to unplug it.
Yeah, your camera might be focusing on that.
All right, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, Bennett Sturts, love the pickup, man. Like as far as what we needed, as far as everything that we needed, like yes, we do need probably a wing here or there, but one of the things that we needed in these playoffs was another playmaker, and somebody that could shoot the ball. Like we saw what we got with McCain. Like Sturts is probably more comparable to McCain than anybody else on the roster, and we saw that having somebody like that is so helpful in those situations where you have a Shea out there. If we are blessed with health, if you have J-Dub out there, if you have AJ out there, and so having a guy like that can quick trigger shoot threes. It could be a good thing, and another thing is this guy's older. So he's a little bit older, he's had the development in the college system. And so, maybe that we kind of hope that with Yaxel that we would get somebody who is fully formed or fully developed. That's another thing that could happen with Sturts. Like we get somebody that, they know how to handle the ball in maybe NBA settings, or they know how to shoot and get open and relocate in NBA settings. And so, that could always be a great thing to have. Looking at the chat real quick. Let's see. Presty hates athletes now. God. I mean, the athlete thing didn't work out too well for us in the first iteration, man. Like, you know, the we draft. I mean, you're good now, man. I mean, your face isn't unfocused.
All right, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you're good.
Woo.
Yeah, the whole we draft an athlete and hope to turn them into a shooter, as opposed to, you know, we draft a player who's a 5-tool player but isn't necessarily too athletic, has kind of worked out for us in this iteration and in this new NBA. So, yeah, man. I mean, we shall see. But I like the picks, man. I like the picks. I know I went into it kind of shitting the Mara pick, but we'll see, man. Like, again, he was insulated by Yaxo and by Merez in Michigan, and he had his best season. You know, he's going to be insulated by iHeart. He's going to be insulated by, you know, by Dub, by Chet, by Jay Will. So, you know, if that trend continues and if that trajectory continues, you know, we may have somebody that's able to kind of, you know, put in some good work while he's out there. So,
yeah,
I'm not mad at it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not as mad about it as a lot of other people are. I think that, you know, like I said, we didn't trade up for Mara, so that was a win for me. A lot of the other guys in that range that I liked were already gone, so that's fine with me. Sturts at 16s, it's weird. Like I didn't hate the idea of Sturts at 17 for us, but I just don't understand the thought process of having to trade up. Like, I don't feel like.
I mean, somebody was coming up and they didn't want to offer the 2 seconds.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it could have been Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit might have needed some extra ball handling. Like, that's the thing about Detroit. If you remember about Detroit is, you know, you had Cunningham, and then once you got past Cunningham, they literally had no ball handlers at all. You know, and so bringing in somebody like Sturts or somebody like a Corey, you know, helped that team out. So,
yeah,
I definitely think it could have probably been Detroit that was trying to nip at our heels, and we were able to offer. So Detroit, did they offer? So yeah. So Memphis went all the way back to 21.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Christian
is
Anderson for the Hornets.
The Hornets. Yep.
Not a bad pick, man. Man can shoot.
Yeah.
That might be their Trey Mann replacement right there.
I can't lie, man. I can't believe LeBaron Filan's still on the board because Okori is smaller. I think Okori and Anderson are smaller than him. But all right, we have another guest on the pod. This is a draft expert, draft extraordinaire, returning to the podcast once again. Chuck from Chucking Darts. Here we go. Chuck, how we doing, brother?
Chuck,
doing well. Hey, how you doing, Alex? Hey, how you doing,
good,
Dylan?
Man, doing good.
Thank y'all very much for having me, and thank you for your patience. I apologize. My setup took longer than I thought it was going to, but hope y'all have. As I understand it, because things were a bit hectic, Bennett Sturts is a Thunder now. Is that correct?
Yep.
Bennett Sturts is the Thunder, and we did not get 16 and 17 like Shams made us think that we did.
Okay. How you boys feeling?
Feeling okay. Good, yeah, so I mean, as we was talking, like, admittedly, like, I want to trade up for Mara. Like, I was fine with him if he landed at 12. I didn't want to trade it for him, but I didn't want to trade it for Nate Ament. Like, if we traded up, I wanted to like Ravenberries, Keaton Wagler, like somebody like that. The fact that he got to 12 when we took him, I'm okay. Bennett Sturts was also a guy that I kind of liked in the 17 range. I did not anticipate having to trade up to get him. And, granted, just one pick, but trading up to get him. So I'm interested because, like, you know, this is a guy that's basically almost 23 years old. Like, he's like an older prospect, you know, older rookie for us. You know, a lot of people talked about Yaxel and his age. Sturts is also that guy. But no, I really like Sturts. I think that, you know, he has some defensive issues, but like offensively, I think he's like a great like Thunder player. And I think people are going to look at him just because he's like an awkward looking white guy and be mad about the pick. But I think Sturts is a hooper. So I'm more interested in how you feel about it, Chuck. How do you feel about our haul so far with Adai Mara and Bennett Sturts?
I like the Mara selection, and the Sturts one has the potential to be really good. He was one of the hardest evals for me, Sturts. I ended up having him just past like I had him in a range from like 13 to 22, and I had him around 18 or 19. It's the sort of thing where the reason I didn't have him in the lottery is because I don't think that he is quite athletic enough to be a good, consistent role player. But if he crosses the threshold to where he's more of an offensive focal point, which is what he was in college, and not a role player, then I think he can be like a pretty good offensive focal point. If he's athletic enough to start and like do his Iowa thing, and we can get into what that is. If he's good enough to do his stuff at scale in the NBA, then he very well could be like one of the 10 best players in the draft. I just was not convinced that he could, but it's that projecting that, at least to me, was very tricky. And I don't feel entirely confident about like my mild pessimism that he could be a starting point guard. It's something that could come back to bite me personally. Not that y'all care about that, but it's something that could reward the Thunder for sure. Mara's a pretty easy eval. I thought of Mara as kind of the best player who has basically no chance at becoming like a superstar in the draft. Like I think his star equity is extremely low, because I don't see him as a future defensive player of the year, and I don't see him as like that dynamic of an offensive player, but he will be positive on both ends like quickly and help them win lots of games. So he like very sound, understandable pick at 12. I had him 10th. I had those Michigan guys 8, 10, 11. They went 9, 11, 12. So that all was like relatively chalky to me. But, and like it's, even if it seems like, well, how does he fit with Chet and iHeart if they're planning on bringing iHeart back? Like, to me, don't worry about that. The Thunder, out of all teams, should not worry about that. It's more that, like, you don't have to play against him now. Maybe they think that this is like a Wembanyama matchup guy. Maybe not. It's really hard to find those people if they exist. But now some other team is not going to get a much better defense. Now the Thunder, it's just like the rich get richer with the number one defense in the NBA, which is what they'll have when they're healthy. So
I want to ask you, like, do you feel like, we've had a few people in the chat, obviously they've been dropping their opinions about the pick and everything. Do you feel like Mara is the type of guy that, say we do bring Isaiah Hartenstein back, because there's a question, like, now that we drafted Mara, like, is that any indication of Isaiah Hartenstein's contract negotiations? But say we do bring him back, do you think that Mara is a guy that you would play a lot, like put him in the rotation, like from jump, or do you think that he's a guy that you kind of bring along slowly, put him in the G League and whatnot, like in the first year?
Mara, just want to make sure that you didn't say Sturts. Just want to make sure I'm following.
Yeah, it was Mara.
Yeah. No, you would play him pretty quick. I mean, he, like, Michigan destroyed people, annihilated people.
Yeah.
I mean, and it can be, I guess, a little tricky in apportioning credit between him and Morez and Yaxel, and their guards were good too. But like, he was the guy in the middle. He was the rim deterrent. He was the one that guards drove away from, and he's the one who suppressed other teams' layup percentages the most. And so that a guy who does that well, to the degree of success that Michigan had, which was like dominant blowout wins in the NCAA tournament, really, until they got to the title game, that guy's good enough to play right away. And if you put, like, especially because the G League, what makes the G League such a different game than the NBA is the lack of rim protectors in the G League, because guys who are mobile enough to be rim protectors are all in the NBA. Yeah. So that's not that, even though people think of that position as very like deep and kind of fungible, like you can always go get, the Bulls got Nick Claxton, whatever. that just simply is not the case in the G League. It's so if Mara were in the G League, he would be like the Wembanyama of the G League. He would be a freak of nature, and no one would know what to do with that. So he's not the what should I say? I'll say that I don't know that he is necessarily the lead defensive communicator. I don't know if maybe Morez or Yaxel took more of the lead in organization, but just his influence is so easy and so smooth because he's so big and because he moves well that he's sort of irrepressible. The Thunder, I don't think can. I mean, I guess they can afford to do it if they want, but they can play him right away and feel fine. Yeah. I guess it depends on how Sorber's doing and how that all shakes out. But Mara is a better player than Sorber, in my opinion. Okay. So, and I like Sorber. I had him basically where the Thunder drafted him last year, but I just think Mara's better.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this: in your evaluation of Mara, those first 2 seasons at UCLA versus this past year at Michigan.
Yeah.
What was the major difference between those things? And what was the major individual difference in Mara? Because I know there's a lot higher talent threshold when he went to Michigan versus the UCLA teams. But what is probably the biggest jump that he had individually from UCLA to Michigan?
I would say it was physical. That like he was a real kind of like beanpole when he was at UCLA, and he played under Mick Cronin, which like I'm not going to pretend that I know Cronin's like X's and O's inside and out because I don't. But I know that, or I would make an educated guess that like a lot of the focus there was on like being strong and playing like you're as big as you are and not getting knocked off your spot and not getting in foul trouble. Like a series of points of emphasis on what he needs to clean up as opposed to leaning into what he's good at, and, Mara was knocked off his spot and he was a little too light. And with bigs, if you play a guy like Mara, who's just he commands just so much attention, whether or not he's playing well, like you can't miss him. He's going to be a big part of your defensive game plan. But if he is not physically ready to play and he starts making mistakes, then he'll get in foul trouble very quickly and the coaches will lose confidence in him and it can spiral downward. In Michigan, he was physically ready to go pretty much from the jump. And Morez and Yaxel made his job, I don't want to say easy, but certainly easier. I mean, they're 2 guys over 6'9" who can switch, and can rebound and really know what they're doing. So I'd say that once he was physically ready to go and the whole defense did not depend on him, that's where he took off, and that's what's going to be the case for the Thunder. The Thunder aren't drafting him to solve a deficiency of theirs. I mean, again, I think the Wembanyama thing is sort of over here. I think you beat the Spurs a bunch of different ways, starting with having, your team healthy. So it's more just that he's in an infrastructure now that will allow him to play to his strengths for sure. And whatever sort of roster decisions they make off of that, hopefully are just informed decisions based on how well Mara plays. And then at that point, you trust the front office.
Yeah, and talking about beating the Spurs, obviously being healthy is one of them. And that's kind of in a roundabout way one of the biggest takeaways that I had from taking Bennett Sturts, because he was kind of the Iron Man of college basketball in terms of the most minutes played, minutes per game for a big time player throughout the season. He doesn't miss time. And we love Jalen Williams, we love AJ Mitchell, but these past postseason, back-to-back postseason, these guys have been going through some types of injuries, whether it's keeping them out of games or they're having to play through it. They're suffering injuries, when it gets, down to the stretch of the postseason. So I like the idea of
to the Spurs.
Of course. A freaking course.
No. This is it. You guys are pros. We transition this back into the conversation about staying healthy.
Yeah.
He has not
Go
stayed
ahead.
healthy. So now the Spurs,
not.
they think that that's a luxury draft pick, and it's a really good one for them. But, health really matters. And Jaden, he's probably essentially going to redshirt for them, would be my guess. So it's a good pick, though. I don't disagree with it.
Absolutely, and we did forget to mention Alan Graves went to the Raptors.
That's who took him?
A little bit ago.
Oh, man, I was waiting on that. Graves is my guy, but okay.
You're a Graves digger.
I am, yeah. I bought a plot in the Graves yard, and so no, I don't know how well to extend that analogy. I think we don't need to talk about Graves, but I thought that he is one of the only wing-sized players with sort of a dribble pass shoot skill set outside of like DeBonza Peterson. It's a pretty light wing class, and like Dalen Swain went a few picks ago. He's another one who's got one. But Graves is, to me, like a quicker processor of the game than Dalen, and is just kind of a more interesting guy. I was a little higher on him. Yaxel obviously was that way too, and Yaxel went the pick before y'all, but Yaxel's 23.
For sure.
Graves is a teenager.
For sure. Back to Sturt. Sorry, Alex, just derailed me with the JQ pick, but he's an Iron Man in college basketball. Obviously, as we mentioned, the defense needs works, but in terms of like being a Thunder type player, a dribble pass shoot, like high feel, high skill, high IQ, and talked about what was missing in the Spurs. We talked about the health also, but another thing was shot creation. That's been like something that I've been beating the drum for like throughout the draft process. Is I don't think you can have too much shot creation on a team. So how do you see Bennett Sturts kind of like filling into the rotation for the Thunder? How do you see him make an impact year one? Because as we mentioned, he is almost 23. He's an older rookie too, so he's not a guy that you theoretically don't want to bring along too slowly.
Well, it's fascinating. Because the real supplementary shot creation that I saw on the Thunder after the McCain acquisition was obviously when Jada was healthy, he's a star, but you have AJ, who kind of does sort of like a Shea impression because he's got such a deep bag and he can, lay it in against anybody and likes to get downhill. You have AJ, you have McCain, who I think prefers to be off the ball, go screens and lots of running along the baseline and scooting around picks and trying to leverage when the Thunder have an open paint and like Chet's at 5 to like attack strategically. But he's like a low touch, low dribble player. Sturts is kind of an average between those approaches. He is extremely efficient with his steps and with his dribbles. He is not a let me string together 3 different crossover moves to like leave you in the dirt. What he does is, have you stopped my initial move? Okay, I'm going to get off the ball and then I'm going to drag you around multiple screens and like fake a back door. And then when I get the ball back, I'm going to be in a better position than I am right now. He played in the slowest paced offense in college basketball, essentially at Iowa. And that meant that he got the ball a lot at the end of the shot clock. And it meant that he was used to giving up the ball and getting it back and knowing that he only had so long to get his stuff off, which meant that he didn't waste anything. He knows how to like jab step back, boom, it's going up, or like quick cut, catch the ball, like fake continuing that drive, defender flies by, boom. Or if the back door is open, I'm cutting, going, getting the ball, it's going up. Like it's very intelligent, like it's very thought through, but also he can just sort of like hit you with, again, pound dribble, step back, 28 footer in your eye. Like that. What's so interesting about Sturts is that he he had really efficient finishing numbers, like really efficient finishing numbers. Finished over 70% of his shots at the rim, but he was very judicious about the ones he would take. Like, he knows the difference between a good shot and a bad shot and a good shot and a great shot. And theoretically, that offense would probably suppress his numbers, if anything, because he's getting these grenades at the end of the shot clock. But his numbers were still really, really good. So this is where I struggled to figure out whether or not I think he could really be like a star point guard in the NBA. If he plays faster now, because the NBA is going to be faster than he played at Iowa, like no question. If he's going to play faster, he's not going to be a live dribble guy running offense when Shea is on the bench. That's what AJ is going to do. He's going to be a guy who can play off of either one, where he does some of the stuff that McCain does, but has a bit more command of the floor when he touches the ball than McCain has. And it's just about how efficient and effective can he be with NBA space and at NBA speed. He's known for like never missing time ever. Like, he just plays more minutes than anybody and he never comes out. But that's partly because they played so slow, and you can conserve energy and conserve your wind and everything. So when the game speeds up, does his sort of like just okay athleticism get exposed? Or does now, since he's scaling down and roll, is he again only taking great shots and consistently taking great shots and keeping that offense at a very high level? I would lean toward the latter, because the OKC infrastructure is so good that like he'll find his place. But what I don't know is if he can play alongside Shea in really big moments, because I don't know about his defense really scaling up. But I had the same questions about AJ Mitchell. So if there's any team to trust, it's OKC.
Kareem Lopez going to the Grizzlies.
I like Kareem. Liked him fine. I actually had him a couple spots ahead of. I had him like 15th, and I had Swain 14th. Okay. He's another like kind of dribble pass shoot wing. A really big kid, but 18 years old and not that athletic. But just kind of is large and knows how to play basketball. That's basically him.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this, Chuck. So obviously, what that was was that 21, Alex?
That was the 21? That was the original Detroit pick.
Okay, so we got 9 picks left in this draft. There's been rumors that the Lakers, for instance, are like interested in Lou Dort. Like, there's avenues that the Thunder could trade back into this draft if they wanted to. Is there a prospect that you like that's left in this draft that you don't think is necessarily going to be there at pick 37 that you could see the Thunder kind of try to move up for?
I'd have to consult my board. Corey and Graves were 2 of my guys, and they went, it seems like, in the last 5 picks. So after them, Lopez went. Has Phylon gone? I mean, I guess
Phylon's
he's still there. But I liked Phylon, but the Thunder, with Sturts, I doubt they would trade back up to get Phylon. Zuby Ejiofor, he'd be one.
Love Zuby.
I like Zuby a lot. I think I finished with him 20th, and he would provide sort of a wing defense like strength element that is just not who Mara or Sturts is. So I like him, and again, he's a guy who needs to shoot it, but the Thunder are good infrastructure for just about any player. So I'd be happy to see Zuby land there. He's also an elite, like extremely smart kid, elite character, obviously fits in with everything the Thunder look for and vet people for before bringing them into the program.
Yeah, I love Zuby. We're right there with you on that one. I do got to say, so Cam Carr's still on the board right now. Why do you think that is?
It's about where I had him. I had Cam much higher than this, like earlier during the college basketball season, but he is extremely skinny and he's 21, which means that like there's probably not a ton of physical development waiting for him. So he belongs in the NBA for sure, but his dimensions, even at the combine, I actually thought they were freakier than what they measured at. Like he's 6'4" with a 7-foot wingspan. I thought he was closer to like Mikal Bridges country, like 6'6" with maybe a 7'2" wingspan. And now he's kind of like clearly not a point guard, but he's not quite heavy enough to be a wing. And he'll put up highlight reels and everything like that. But there is, I think for contenders, now that we're getting into sort of the contender heavy portion of the draft, I think contenders look at him and be like, well, where are we going to give him minutes? Like, because you wouldn't make minutes for him. So it might just be a situation of a team that can trade back in that's not planning on like winning playoff series next year. Because like, again, I think he deserves time, deserves a shot, obviously has a lot to offer with his shooting, with his athleticism, and like an underrated passer. But he is sort of like not a point guard, not a wing. And teams usually want one or the other.
Yeah. Okay. Philly up next, man. I know they're saying probably Sanak, but I think Ejiofor would probably be so much better here.
I can see Cargo in there, honestly.
You know they don't like their guards except for Maxey and Edgecombe.
That's the thing. Like those guys, and both of those guys are like below average size. They're awesome, but even VJ, as athletic as he is like I think under 200 pounds, something like that. So I doubt. I think they're looking for some beef, would be my guess. But
no, that's fair. Chuck, I'll kind of leave you with this. We're nearing up on the 25-minute mark. If you was going to give a draft grade for the Thunder, with the, Mara at 12 and trading the 2 second-round picks to jump to 16 to take Bennett Sturts, what would you give the grade?
Probably, I would have to hedge it a little because I still don't know about Sturts. I would say, given that the Graves and Okori were there and they were both in my top 10 and they like consciously did not take one of those, I'd probably give it a net like B, something like that. I wouldn't say they crushed it, but I would say that Mara was among their best choices mocked in that range. I have no problem with that pick at all. And Sturts, like, I'm leaving over the possibility that I'm wrong, but I'll like hedge and settle it at a B.
Okay. And I will ask you this. So, obviously we took Mara at 12, but the other guy there that kind of been rumored to OKC that was also there on the board, Nate Mint. Do you like the Mara pick over Nate Mint, or would you have rather seen a Mint there?
I like Mara much more than Nate. Nate is just like not a good enough athlete, in my opinion, to be really any good on his rookie deal. Like, to me, he's a second contract guy. If he hits, he's got to be a guy who has to enter his physical prime to be positive on one or both ends of the floor. And so that's the real difference. And especially the Thunder, they don't have time for that right now. They're trying.
So what you're saying is that we're trading for a Mint here in about 3 years.
Could be. You'll probably get some team to, trade you picks to take them off their hands. It's how Presti does it, but
that is how he does it. That's what we said with Keaton Wagner. He's the Shea clone. Let the Clippers take him. Once he gets good, then we'll take him back. So that's the method to our madness. But Chuck, appreciate you coming on, man. Great to see you again. If you want to plug anything you could be working on, where folks can find you before you go.
That's my podcast right there, Chuck and Darts. And I'll have my draft write-up done hopefully tomorrow. My board I posted on my Twitter and my Blue Sky, but my actual write-up, that's like my brain dump, will be out tomorrow on my Substack, hopefully. So, but thank y'all very much.
Awesome.
All right, brother. Take care.
For sure, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Bye. See
you, man. All right. So what are we at? We're at pick 22, waiting on the Sixers. Has there been any leaks yet?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I honestly would be completely surprised if we jump back into the first round. With all that said, man, the picks that we got, they're winners. Mara won the national championship. Sturts made it all the way, I believe, to the Elite Eight.
If I want to the Sixers.
So, I mean, you're talking about guys that have, winning pedigree, championship pedigree. That's important. That's important to the Thunder. That's important to players entering into the NBA. Like, Sturts was great in his 4 games in the tournament this year. And so not being afraid of the moment, somebody that can perform when the lights get a little bit brighter. You know, these guys are going to probably need to, develop a little bit quicker than would another lottery pick from a lottery team. And so you want those types of players more than you want somebody who could either take a couple years to develop or, possibly, look away from the bright lights whenever they come up. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Mara won at the highest level, and, Sturts was a guy that, he was at Drake for a couple years, I think. And then he came to Iowa, and Iowa had that, pretty deep run. Was kind of like the underdog as well too. So, he can defy expectations. Like I'm excited for the Sturts pick. Like I definitely want to like do some more digging and whatnot. I want to, hear some other opinions, but like on the surface, I'm excited about the Sturts pick. I disagree with the decision to trade up for him, and I was actually wrong. He's not 6'5". Went and looked. He's 6'3.5". Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, 6'4" basically, if you want to round up.
You got a 6'6" wingspan,
but yeah, 6'6" wingspan. Yeah, I mean, and he's a hooper, man. Like I enjoy Bennett Sturts. He's got some good film. He's a good shooter. He's a good creator. And like, dude, what Chuck was like breaking down with him, with like how methodical he is, with how he like breaks down who's in front of him, how he goes about getting his buckets, how he, he knows the difference between a bad shot and a good shot and a good shot and a great shot. Like that was music to my ears. All right, we have another guest joining us. This might be our last one of the night. We'll have to see. Focus is still supposed to join us. I'm gonna have to hit him up, but also from the Emology podcast, we are bookending it, starting with Skit, and now we're going to our friend from Germany who had a train experience, and that is why he is here now. Alex, welcome, Alex, Dr.
Yo,
Prof.
what's up, guys? Man,
What's
it's
up, man?
been a minute. Oh man, like you
How-
don't believe my.
How are you dealing with the heat wave over there, man? I know you Europeans aren't usually, used to heat waves going on. So how are you dealing with that heat wave going on over there?
Yeah, no, honestly, heat wave has been fine so far. Like I've been in climatized rooms for the last 2 days. Now it's going to hit. Like I think Friday it's going to be 40 degrees Celsius, which is like I don't know. I think we talked about this earlier, Dylan.
That's like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
that's a Tuesday in Oklahoma, but still, wow.
Fair. Yeah. No, I mean, though again, like in Germany, we don't have any AC, so it'll be very hot. But I got free the next 3 days, so I'll be chilling on the lake, go swimming, maybe play some beach volleyball. After the whole draft situation is.
Enjoying the sun, baby.
Yeah, I will. And the heat, obviously.
Yeah. I was about to say, you said you were managing the heat. You was not managing to get Sunday when we was playing Marvel Rivals. You were about as bad as I've ever heard you.
No, I'm sorry for that, man. Like I was not myself. Like that heat turned me into a monster. Like I'm sorry for that.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, Alex, I wanted to ask you about this because I know, we've had many conversations about the draft. Obviously we took a Diamara at pick 12 and we traded up to 16 from 17 with 2 second-round picks to take Bennett Sturts. Did not retain pick 17, despite what Sean initially reported. How are you feeling about the draft haul for the Thunder so far?
I mean, first of all, shame to Shams for not tweeting out 17 as well. But I mean, I guess it was kind of implied. I mean, back in the day, we used to give up 5 second-round draft picks for Dylan Jones. So, like, giving up only 2 second-round draft picks for like a mid-first would have been way too low for an asking price. So, it makes sense that it was 17 and 2 seconds. But this still sucks, honestly. Because I definitely would have wished picking like another guard, maybe Cameron Carr, maybe LeBaron Filan with 17, like maybe even Alan Graves, because like again in Germany we love Alan Graves, or at least the German draft Bible loves him a lot. But yeah, with the whole overall, I guess Adai Mara I think that's a rock solid pickup at 12. Like you can't do anything wrong with him. I think like he'll be impactful on both ends. Great size, is probably faster laterally than you might expect, given that his lane agility test looked pretty decent. Though I guess you can also like practice for them as well. But he's going to be like a nice long-term piece, either next Jet or any other tweener bake that we're going to play, because like I think with him you'd guess that Jay will or Sorber are also going to play next to him. Like that would be like my first thing that I'd imagine, because we don't really have any wings on this team, because we like to take like guards that can dribble the ball, or like tweeners, or just straight up bigs, you know.
Yeah.
So like J-Dub is literally the only wing we have right now, so, or like the OKC Thunder have right now, and yeah, it's definitely like it'll be rough to see, but I mean it could still change. Like we still got like a second round draft pick, so we'll see who we're going to draft tomorrow with that at 38.
Yeah,
37.
Right?
Yeah, it was 37.
37. Yeah, even better. You know.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we'll see who's there. I will say the Hawks just took Zuby Ejiofor, so pretty upset about that. But you know, it is what it is.
Great pick,
by the way.
Yeah, great pick. Honestly, like the Hawks are like pretty stacked.
Hawks are killing.
Yeah.
It, man. Hawks, Kingston Fleming, Zuby Ejiofor is a nice haul on
Really?
top of you know, trading for Aaron Wiggins.
Absolutely.
Chelsea's behind me. You can't see. She's because I'm in the shrinked one. But yeah, talk about Bennett Sturts. How do you feel about Bennett Sturts? You know, we talked a lot about Mara, and you know, obviously he's easier to sell, but like Sturts is the one that many people consider to be the reach for Presti.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Sturts is completely fine in that range. If I'm being honest, like he mostly felt like a mid first round pick to me, and also like he is the guard with like the most experience, while he has also been able to just scale up his production from D2 to D1, and I think that's also like a pretty good sign that he will survive in the NBA, because when you look, like my draft philosophy is the experience you have at a certain level is more important than your actual age, because like if you break through a certain threshold and immediately be impactful there as well, you'll be more likely to survive in the NBA as well. And I mean, yes, Sturts has been playing more college basketball, but it's still a jump going from a D2 to D1. You have to admit that. And I absolutely think that that'll be a player off the bench who will play next to Shea and AJ and J-Dub and Jared McCain and Kaysen. And really just gives you like another solid option as a ball handler, who can shoot it, who can make good reads, and yeah, I think he'll be impactful enough for the Thunder off the bench. And I mean, you don't really need anything more, considering you still need to figure it out with like the rest of your guards. Like sooner or later, you have to pay Kaysen, you have to pay AJ sooner or later. And like Ben Simmons is like a great alternative to have around for the next couple of years. So I like the haul overall. It's not the greatest. It's not what I would have preferred. Like I still would have liked if we just straight up took Braden Burries by trading up. But yes, it's all right. Like I see what the vision is for Presti. It's really just trying to get cheaper in the long term. Like Ayard is most likely gone sooner or later, probably rather sooner than later, with that Adaimara pickup. And yeah, with Sturts, you'll also have to see, okay, AJ also hasn't been the healthiest, probably still deserves a bag. But like if you can't stay healthy, you might have to ask yourself, maybe you get like a nice return for him as well. Before his body completely breaks. I just hope that doesn't happen, obviously. Like I hope AJ has a long successful NBA career, obviously, It's just really like he has had like 2 injuries where it was like on a non-play, like the one time the game in Charlotte in his rookie season, and now in the playoffs as well now against the Spurs. So it's a bit concerning that there might be pattern shaping up there.
Yeah, that's kind of a point that I've made a little bit about the Sturts pickup, is the fact that, you know, AJ and Dub being healthy is obviously like, you know, like the big thing that you need, like, you know, to get deeper in the playoffs. But that's not something you can count on, because the past 2 seasons, both of those guys have dealt with injury, whether it keeps them out or they have to play through it or not. They dealt with injury. Bennett Sturts is a guy who doesn't miss time. He's a guy that rarely comes off the floor. And like, he's like Nick Agar Johnson, whenever he was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, he said he's the Iron Man of the draft class. Like, he is the guy that is you can play deep, like long minutes. You can play him deep into the postseason. And not only that, he's going to be playing a much more reduced role than he did at Iowa. So like, it's going to be theoretically even easier for him to, you know, maintain that durability, but also just the production, man. Like we had Chuck from Chuck and Darts on like right before you came on, and he described it perfectly, from like his methodical approach to everything he does on the offensive end. Like, you know, basically creating advantages for himself off the ball mainly, but also a guy that, you know, has the ability just to like give you the jab step, pull it from 28 foot. But he said that he knows the difference between a bad shot and a good shot. And he knows the difference between a good shot and a great shot. Yeah. And he said that he shot like 70+% right around the rim in college. And that's just because, like, you know, his methodical approach and, you know, like getting good shots around the rim. Like, he's not just driving into traffic just to drive into traffic. Like, he's methodical about it. That's just what I just want to get a shirt that says methodical and have Bennett Sturts' face on it, because that's what it feels like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, like, availability is the greatest ability to have, right? So I absolutely love that Sturts pickup right there. And like, again, like, if you really are in that situation again where J-Dub and AJ are out, you can definitely rely on Bennett Sturts to be available and still be impactful, because, like, again, he will be impactful at the next level. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. With somebody in chat saying Sturts might be who Dalton Knecht was supposed to be. How you feel about that, Alex?
Ooh, I feel like with Dalton Knecht, or Knecht, how we'd say in Germany, we gotta.
My apologies.
But like, with Dalton Knecht, he was more or less a shooter / scorer. At least that's how I've always seen him. And with Sturts, you really have like a great decision maker projected as his role at the next level, because for Dalton, he never was projected as like a high level decision maker, in my opinion. At least if you would have projected that from like a senior who hasn't really had as much chops in that regard, I feel like that was a bit misplaced then. And like, yeah, again, Bennett Sturts is definitely much better here. And yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel you. I was going to say, so while we were talking, we still don't know the details behind this, but the Knicks traded back with the Lakers, back one pick. Still don't know like what they're giving up or who the Lakers are targeting. It says the pick is in. I haven't gotten anything from it yet, but the Lakers are getting Cameron Carr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a great move up for the Lakers. I can't lie.
Definitely. Like, that's definitely like the type of player you want to have as the Lakers. Like, great length, great athleticism, good shooting, and also good decision making. Like, he used to create most of the offense for Baylor last year. Again, like, still a bit mad that the Thunder didn't get him, but oh well. Like, there's obviously a reason why he's not going higher, and it's mostly because of his size. Size, basically, you know, like his weight, and maybe concerns if he's able to add more weight to his frame at his age. But honestly, I feel like with the Lakers, he'll be in a great position like he will perform as like maybe starter. I'd argue. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about the team. Like LeBron's gone. You got Luka, Austin Reeves potentially back. Like
we don't know for sure LeBron's gone. It's presumed that he's going to be gone, but he could also.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but like only like for like a vet minimum. It feels like, or like middle of exception maybe.
MLE, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Will be interesting to see, but like, yeah, like Carr most likely will be like a starter next to Reeves and Luka. At least that's what I'd predict right now.
Ty Trey says Carr went to the Knicks. That's what it shows on your TV. But as we said at the beginning of the stream, my guy, we're doing spoilers, and they traded that pick with the Lakers. The Lakers took Cam Carr. So
yeah.
This Big Lock says Sturts is our TJ McConnell. Is that a better
I feel like honestly I feel like maybe like a bit taller because TJ McConnell is only what 6 foot tall.
Something like that.
Yeah, so Sturts is like a taller TJ McConnell. I feel pretty good about that projection because like he's also like a good mid-range shooter. So
yeah, I mean, what TJ McConnell's been in the league for like a decade at this point. So like,
absolutely,
yeah, that's the type of guy, man. Well, hey, let me ask you this. I can't remember. I know we've talked many times about it, but also on the board with Mara at 12 was Nate Ament. Are you glad we went with Mara as opposed to Nate Ament?
Honestly, yes, simply because Mara is what we already know in OKC, and Ament is, in a sense, also what we know about OKC, but like in terms of, we had Ousmane Dieng, we had Pokusevski, but both guys didn't really pan out. And honestly, like, Ament didn't really have anything he looked good at in college. Like, he wasn't really, like, he didn't really have, like, especially lead skill for the next levels. Mm-hmm. So I was a bit concerned if the Thunder were to draft him, because where is he going to get the playing time with this elite team? Are they just trying to plug him in on the fly and hope that at least his defense will be good enough for him to get rotational minutes? I feel like that would have been a disservice to Nate Ament. So honestly, I think in Milwaukee he definitely has gotten the best situation right now. Simply because, like, A1, they drafted Giannis once, like 13 years ago. It worked out pretty well. Yeah. And like, 2, they are in rebuild now. Giannis is gone now. Like, they need like a new successor. Mm-hmm. And I think him and Ousmane Dieng will push themselves to become the next point forward of the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, maybe both of them will survive. Like, maybe this
Ousmane Dieng,
Dieng gang is still here, you know, and like maybe this sharpening the iron is going to help out both those wings. At least that's what I hope.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And honestly, like, I know that technically Burries wasn't the pick from the Giannis trade, but like, if you come out of this offseason after losing Giannis and you have Hero, Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis, Nate Ament, and Braden Burries, like, I don't know. I feel like I said before the draft, I thought they made out like bandits. I think the Bucks have done a great job in the past 2 days.
A quick pivot, a real quick pivot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Knicks just paid for that for that trade up. They literally, it was cash considerations.
Oh, interesting.
They made that huge deal, you know, brought on Spike Lee, and they just traded that pick. That's hilarious to me.
Interesting.
Oh, they brought on Spike Lee.
Hey, hey, Alex. How do you feel about your countryman Hannes Steinbach going to Charlotte?
Honestly, I think that it's a great pickup, and like the Charlotte team looks pretty fun for me. Like, you gotta imagine you got like Steinbach probably at the 4, and then Moussa Diabate at the 5. Like, we're talking about arguably the best rebounding front court in the NBA right now, because like Steinbach's superhuman ability is rebounding. Moussa Diabate is all about rebounding. Like, no one is going to get a single offensive board against these two behemoths. If I'm being
especially like offensive rebounding and second chance points might be Charlotte's, like, they might be in the top Yeah, 2 or 3 of the league next year because of that.
Yeah, I'd argue they will be the best team next year.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, with Wemby, you always have like a chance with the Spurs, and my goodness, that Jaden Quaid's pickup is going to be nasty long term. I think so as well, but I don't want to think about that for now. Let's just like going back to Hannes. Like he's a nice pickup, and Christian Anderson as well. Like 2 Germans on the Charlotte Hornets. Like
I did not know he was German.
I mean, he's technically only German, but like he plays for the German national team. You know, like
Christian Anderson does.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Christian Anderson.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, no, he was with Germany in that infamous U19 World Cup 2 years ago, where they played against all the greats, basically. You know, the Michael Browns, Tyrone Stokes, and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jasper Johnson was on that team too. Now he's not in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's you've never heard of Jasper Johnson. Just continue.
No,
Oh, Sergio De La Rey going to the
Knicks
Knicks.
did that smart thing, man. They
Really?
I bet they don't stash
I'm pretty
him.
sure they're gonna stash him.
I bet they bring him along.
I'm not sure. Maybe they will stash him. But like,
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, maybe he will get some rotational minutes for the Knicks, but like I don't really see them like develop him big enough. Like they are the NBA champions. Like they will mostly try and retain their core.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Maybe they will actually play a bit in the regular season, earn experience simply because you want to rescue your players in the regular season. You know, like want them all to be fresh, come play.
Yeah.
So
Because we've also seen like now, like we have evidence, like I mean, we have like years of evidence now, but like it's really hard to repeat as champion because like the toll that it takes to go deep into the playoffs, what it does to you physically. So, Alex, I want to ask you one more thing before we let you go. Bring focus in here to end up the pod. What is so obviously we have pick 37. We've got a few picks left in this draft. I think 5 exactly. Yeah, 5 picks left in the first round. Who's the guy at 37 that you like and you'd like to see the Thunder try to get?
Honestly, I mean, if he's there, Iowa State's Joshua Jefferson would be a pretty huge pickup. I think, like, another senior, so he's also like mostly fully developed, but like he is like just like another good wing, both offensively, defensively, forces lots of turnovers, good at rebounding the basketball, high rim pressure as well. Like I like the overall package with him. Like maybe some of my German draft fellows like question the fit with the Thunder, but like I feel like in terms of impact, it would be another guy the Thunder would probably like. And I mean,
his passing is crazy.
Yeah,
too.
true passing as well. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, like it's a wing. So
what about?
I'm a bit desperate there.
What about? And let me ask you about. There's another player that's kind of hanging around that range in mock draft, but he's another one of your countrymen, Jack Cahill.
Oh, Jack Cahill. Oh yeah. Like as a point guard. Also like pretty interesting pickup if I'm being honest. Don't really know if I want to pick up another guard for the Thunder at this point because like you are kind of stacked right now, like against Serge there. I would say if you were to trade Topic, which I don't think the Thunder will do right now because they kind of want to find out who he is as a player. I wouldn't bring in another guard because at this point it would become a bit too ridiculous. But he will be, I think, a long-term NBA player, if I'm being honest. Like another great guard with good vision, a good decision-making long-term. And yeah, he'll have, he'll leave his mark in the NBA. I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay.
Okay, that is awesome, Alex. We appreciate you coming on, man. We played it earlier when Skip was on, but once again, listen to Yamology podcast. These guys, as well as Matt, which I have not seen in a very long time. I'll do a great job covering the league as a whole, as well as the Thunder. So, Alex will probably play Rivals this weekend. So I'll yell at you later.
Yes. See you later. Take care.
Have a good, man. Oh, nice. And also joining us to end the podcast, we have 5 picks left. I don't know if he'll be for the entire 5, but joining us now is a floating F with a circle. It's Focus. What up, Focus?
My bad. I would turn on my camera, but I'm walking outside right now, so it's probably
good,
not
man.
preferable. But hey, I'm amped up, man. I have to be honest. The tension and time between pick 11 and pick 12 was so scary. Especially after Yaxel went off the board. Yaxel's been my favorite guy in the draft. And then, Native Men's still on the board. So much rumors, so much like potential links to him. I really was scared, man. I was just holding my breath. It's been a while since I felt that in the draft. I think the last time was probably like 2022, waiting to see if we took Chet or Jabari at number 2. But man, that was a fun experience. I'm very happy with who they took. I was really shocked at what they did with 16, but not in a bad way. Just really didn't see Sturts coming. But yeah, I'm excited with both names. How about y'all?
Feeling pretty good about it. I've talked a lot about it. I mean, Alex, you can kind of give your take on it.
No, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I think the value for 12 with Mara is good. I would have loved to have I would have loved to have gotten some of, 1 or 2, like the players that were taken ahead of us that we really wanted, Braden Burries, Morez Johnson, but those players are good. And so those players are going to get taken first. And so they got taken first. And so I'm okay with Mara falling to us at 12. I think, I've discussed this before. Mara had his best season when he was insulated by Yaxel and by Morez Johnson around him. And so I can only imagine that trend is going to continue when you have, Chet, iHeart, Jay Will, J-Dub around you. And so I think that we're not asking Mara to be our savior. We're just asking him to be another piece in the another cog in the wheel to kind of keep this thing churning on. As far as Bennett Sturts, I love Bennett. I love the pickup of Bennett Sturts. I think that what we saw from McCain kind of molded our mindset for maybe what we wanted at that 17 pick.
100%.
And I think Bennett Sturts kind of fits that to a T as far as intelligent playmaker, intelligent ball handler, somebody that can pull it from 28 and sink a shot if need be. And so I think that mold of player is somebody that the Thunder really liked, in this playoff, and really saw what, the difference that player and the effect that player can have. And so I think that they went for it. They went for another player of that ilk, and that's what Bennett Sturts is.
Yeah, my big thing with Mara is I'm just glad we didn't have to trade him.
100%.
The 3 picks, as we mentioned, Morez, Burries, Yaxel going back to back to back right before our pick was just
felt very Devin Booker and Cameron Payne type situation.
Yeah, or what was it? We had it was Hero, PJ Washington, Cam Johnson right before the Baisley pick. Similar to that as well. So as long as we didn't trade up for him, I was cool with it. I think that, we got good value for him. I was still perplexed that we traded up at 16 for Sturts, but as Alex kind of said, I like the player. And we had Chuck from Chuck and Darts on here for a little bit, and he actually got me even more excited about the pick. So, I mean, I'll let you focus because, we talked a little bit about who you liked in the draft, what we thought the Thunder would do. How do you see Mara, kind of coming into the Thunder year one? And I mean, this is a question I've asked, and some people have asked, and some people think it's a dumb question to ask. Do you think this is any indication on the iHeart contract negotiations with the Thunder?
Yeah, I had Mara top 10 on my board. I think he's a great player. Having a player that size who's relatively fluid and coordinated. I think the last player you obviously think of is someone like Zach Edey. I would say he's a little more agile, but less on the beefy side. But still, there's so many things you can do when you're at that height. Just the amount of rim deterrence. And you obviously already have Chet Holmgren, who's one of the best shot blockers, rim protectors in the league. Now you have a chance to like play double big with both of them, right? Obviously, we've seen a similar dynamic with him and Hartenstein, but I wouldn't say Hartenstein is truly more so as a rim protector. He's much better as like a hedging on the pick and roll. Mara's a full-on rim protector. Like he averaged like almost 4 blocks per 36. Like he's a ridiculous shot blocker. I mean, obviously his length, his timing, his coordination. I think what the Thunder will be able to do in terms of shutting off the rim in lineups where Chet and Mara and even obviously Sorber. Sorber is like a really, really high-level defensive player. Like just the amount of ground coverage you can take up. Because first of all, Mara's huge. Chet's obviously huge, a long wingspan. Both move really well. Like you're just able to take up so much space on the floor. And when you already have a great perimeter defense like OKC does with J-Dub, Kaysen, AJ, and the other guys, like you're gonna put so much pressure on teams and you're gonna force them to just make tough jumpers over and over again. Like teams are not gonna get rim shots. And I understand that people are so hyper focused on the San Antonio Spurs matchup, right? Because they just beat us, they're our top competitor in the West. But I think in a way this does help us. I know a lot of people wanted like this big wing. But having like even more rim protection on the floor against a team that obviously is so rim reliant with Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and Wembanyama himself, like you're gonna find ways to deter rim shots like you weren't able to before. Like first of all, Chet really wasn't great in that matchup because they can get in his body. I'm not saying that Mara is weak. I mean, I'm not saying that Mara is strong by any means, but he does have the added like overall height, which will deter him from actually trying to go at him consistently. So now Chet can be more of a help side and off-ball rim protector, which I think is a better way to use him against the Spurs specifically. And then I obviously think there's some potential of Mara potentially being a guy that you can obviously put on Wembanyama going forward. But to answer your second question, I think I've always been guessing that the Thunder just signed Hartenstein on a 2-3-year deal. I don't see any other scenario that makes sense. Like for example, them opting in for 1 year. Sam Presti doesn't like playing guys on 1-year contracts. He doesn't want to play the free agency game, so I don't see him doing that. And plus, like it's more expensive for the Oklahoma City Thunder next year to opt in for iHeart. So I think most likely both sides they just agree on a 2-3-year deal. I'm guessing like 3 years, 70 million, somewhere around that ballpark, just slightly less than what he was making right now. And the Thunder reassess what they have with Hartenstein next offseason, you know? I mean, I'm sure if they win a championship, they'll do any means to go on the second apron and bring him back for another year. But just give yourself a chance. Again, no matter what, next year is like you're full in on just contending at your highest level, right? The only guy you probably lose who's extremely meaningful is going to be Lou Dort, right? Guys like Caruso, Hartenstein, Wallace, they're all going to be staying. Those decisions will be made afterwards. So I think you bring Hartenstein 100% back for next year. But now Mara gives you something unique, which is a true iHeart replacement because he has some passing flashes. He's obviously huge on both ends. And I know Sorber obviously is a front court prospect also, but you really didn't have like a potential iHeart replacement on the roster. He's the best front court prospect the Thunder now have. So, I mean, if I'm OKC, I basically look at this pick. You're getting ahead of the curve. You don't want to lose iHeart, and then I don't know in 2028. Then you're relying on a rookie big to replace him immediately while you're contending. No, when you lose iHeart in a year or two, you want to have a second or third year Mara replacing him who's learned underneath him. You get what I'm trying to say? You don't want to rely on rookies ever.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Thunder are going to rely on Mara or Sorber next year either because they know that for the most part, rookie big men aren't that good, even if Mara is a little more polished than some other players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like, you talk about like the size and like what he's able to give us, specifically against the matchup against the Spurs. Like, a lot of people like just said like, oh, he's going to be the Wemby stopper. Yeah. Like, that's why we did it. The Spurs, man, they're
doing it.
They're stacking up in the bigs. Yeah. As you were talking, they just traded for Terrence Reed on top of Jaden Quayton. So like, I don't know, man. They got some big men. So I mean, hey, I think it's a good thing that we got Mara for the size for that as well. But I don't know if you guys saw, but while we were talking earlier, I saw a clip on Twitter. Dusty May, who of course was just made the new Dallas Mavericks head coach, his reaction whenever the Thunder drafted Aday Mara was he was basically just like banging a table, like he was mad because he's gonna have to face up against him seemingly for like the next few years in his career. So
you sure he wasn't happy?
Yeah, I mean, No, he was like frustrated in his face.
They have no other first round picks. It's not like you guys were going to get them.
No, I think he's just mad because
was
like
us.
you know, yeah, like the West
Yeah,
or whatever, bro.
All 3 Michigan guys in the West. Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
Dallas, Golden State, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and they went like
Bang, bang, bang.
3 out of
Yeah,
4
bang, bang,
games.
bang.
So, golly, dude, my camera's pissed me
Take your
off.
glasses
Okay.
off, dude, and then do that.
Well,
No,
now-
but go
now I
ahead and
just
do the
look
thing.
stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Alex, talk to focus about Sturts while I try to deal with this.
No, I mean, so like, what are your thoughts on Sturts, Focus?
Yeah, Sturts ended up having a top 10 like Mara, but I mean, I follow a lot of smart accounts, and they absolutely love Sturts. Like, he's a big analytics guy. But even from when I watch myself, like, he's just extremely skilled. Like, extremely skilled. I understand because of his age and his production, he's gonna be looked as a safe pick, right? Like, just like, okay, the Thunder are just getting a safe guy at 16. But I don't really think that. Like, go back to Jalen Williams, right? Like, just because he was older doesn't mean he's a safe pick. I think it's more upside. Like, the Thunder are like, okay, this guy is so productive, right? What are the chances this guy can just blossom in the NBA under NBA spacing and NBA offense like we didn't think? I think he reminds me of someone like Payne Pritchard, Ty Jerome. Both like they're gonna shoot a lot of pull-up threes. They're very efficient playmakers. They're not risky decision makers, but again, they'll make the right play. They don't turn the ball over, and I think I've realized this with the Thunder. They just don't draft guys who have turnover issues in college. Just to point his name out, right? Dalen Swain. He had turnover issues, and even though there's a lot of intel on like the Thunder really like Dalen Swain, the one thing that was in the back of my mind, I was like, he probably just turns the ball over too much for Oklahoma City. On the other side, Sturts is one of the most turnover averse players in the class, and we'll see how he ends up playing in the rotation. You know, he's obviously going to be hot. He's going to be behind AJ, Shea, and J-Dub, so it'll be interesting. But I think this is more of a swing than people think. Like there is a world and ceiling where Sturts just becomes like an extremely efficient offensive engine in an NBA setting, and I think that's what they're betting on. They're betting on, okay, he has a level of college production that you just don't really see with like the efficient shooting, again the playmaking, some defensive playmaking even for a guard. He averages like 1.5 steals, which is not bad for someone his size. I think they're just betting on him being the guy who can make that big leap. I mean, we've seen, obviously, I'm not comparing him to Brunson, but Brunson, AJ, J-Dub, these like junior, senior guards, upperclassmen guards who have made these big leaps on the ball in the NBA. And I think they're just betting on him being the next guy. And I think you talked about it earlier. Like, I think they're starting to value pull-up three-point shooting a little more. They saw how McCain could swing games in the playoffs, and now Sturts is probably someone who's on the ball a lot more than McCain. McCain's more of an off-ball guy who has some on-ball chops, while Sturts is a true ball handler. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I think my first reaction when we drafted, I mean, when the notification came was, our summer league team is gonna be crazy. Like, Sturts and Mara is gonna go absolutely crazy in summer league. Like, you got maybe the most productive big man and maybe the most productive guard immediately in this draft. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see them in 2 weeks. But I don't think there should be any major roster takeaways from who they drafted. I think the board just fell a certain way, and the Thunder were in a situation where they just needed to add good young talent. No disrespect to someone like Nicole Topic or Thomas Over, but they're question marks, and you really can't bank on them, right? Now you want to reset the guys and just be like, okay, let's just get more new young talent. We don't want to be in a situation where next year we just paid Kaysen, we're gonna pay AJ, and we really have no rookie contracts who are actually good basketball players. So I think they just bet on 2 guys who they think are going to be good basketball players, and they're going to figure out the fit and the positions later on, you know, in a year or two.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as I kind of pointed out a couple of times, I mean, the stream's probably tired of me saying this. Alex probably tired of me saying this. But, you know, Dub and AJ are the guys that, you know, if you get healthy, you have them back. Like, that obviously puts you in a better position to try to get back to the finals. But the past 2 seasons, back-to-back seasons now, they've been hurt. And, you know, you haven't been able to rely on that. Like, you can't just count on them being healthy in the postseason next year. Ben Sturts is a guy that has played, like, basically full games, doesn't miss any time. Like, he's the Iron Man of college basketball. So, like, he's a guy that you can count on to be there if you need him, you know, once you get to the postseason, especially in, like, a reduced role. Yeah, so no, I'm excited about the picks. You know, like obviously Mara was my favorite prospect, and the trade up for Sturts was weird, but I do think that they fit a lot of what we need in the Thunder, and I mean we talked mainly we were just talking about defensively and size wise with Mara, but like also like his processing as a big I heard Rucker and Metcalf talking about it again when they were talking about him seeing him in person, it's like instant. Like he sees it happening and he reacts. Like he's not a slow processor. He's a very quick processor of the game. So, and that's just going to continue to grow, especially being around guys like Jay Will and Isaiah Hartenstein, who are also pretty quick processors for their position as well. So, yeah, man, no, it's gonna be fun. But Focus, I'll let you get off here because I know you're walking back. I wanted to ask you who's your favorite guy for 37. We still got like 3 picks left, but based on how the board's following, who do you think's there for 37? You would like to get him?
37. I think Joshua Jefferson's a little bit interesting. I kind of got in a little debate on this on Twitter that I don't think the Thunder necessarily need like big wings or stuff. I think they might, but they should probably just add one for cheap. I put Justin Penny as a name, but similarly Joshua Jefferson in the draft too. Oh, he just got drafted. Never mind. He literally just got drafted.
Oh,
but
no.
Like while I'm talking, I just get a notification that he's drafted by Brooklyn.
That's crazy.
But yeah. Oh, okay. Let me think someone not Joshua Jefferson then. That's tough. That's tough.
I forgot about the trade that literally happened last night. I was like Brooklyn, and I'm looking at the Wolves.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now. I will say this draft is kind of thin in terms of like the second round talent. Like the top 20 was loaded, but not to say this is a guy I like, but Richie Saunders was a guy like I think Fisher linked to the Thunder in Intel. So I wonder if that's potentially a guy. He's like I want to say he's a wing, but like he's a little bit bigger of a player. Did Baba Miller get taken? I'm sorry, I kind of missed
not yet.
He lost the picks.
Nice.
I think Baba Miller might be like a guy then, but honestly just isn't really that. There's not a lot of interesting guys there, especially like from the wing position. If Thunder fans want that, I might be forgetting some names.
You like Isaiah Evans or like Alex Caravan?
Isaiah Evans is interesting. Isaiah Evans is definitely interesting. I didn't think he fell. Isaiah Evans is definitely interesting. Caravan doesn't really give me Thunder vibes, but I think if Evans is just going to continue to launch free, I think that's a guy like I said, I think the Thunder are starting to accept more of these high 3-point volume guys with McCain and Sturts. So I could see them taking a swing, but I could also see them just trade out of 37 completely. They already just took 2 guys. Maybe they get like a late second round pick to get a 2-way guy, but again, I don't think this is a very deep draft in terms of second round talent. So I don't really know where to go here at this spot. Maybe you guys know better. I only really scouted the top 20 around the OKC range, to be honest, this draft.
You still got guys like Koa Pete and Dylan Mitchell. I mean, at 37, if they're still there, like I think they're worth these swings. Yeah, those would be interesting shouts. I mean, what we got? So it's not Cleveland that's actually picking, right? It is. Oh no, it is Cleveland. Yeah. Okay, so Cleveland and the Mavs are going to be next 2 picks. I don't know. I mean, Henry Visser. I mean, we just got Mara, so Visser wouldn't make much sense for us. I mean, Visser could be a guy that the Cavs take just because that's very different than anything they have at the big position.
The Mavericks are definitely going to take a guard because they took Morez, right? They're probably going to take Malik Thomas, if I had to guess, if he's on the board still. Malik Thomas is definitely going to go to the Mavericks if he's there. I'll be so shocked if they pass on him. But, yeah, I mean, do you guys have any other names, or is it just those few names for?
I mean, I like Richie Saunders.
Richie Saunders,
yeah.
Give me another big guy that can shoot threes.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm
down. Like a wing that can shoot threes. I mean, hey, if Koa Pete is there, you run with Koa Pete. Like,
honestly, just run the project. On a 2-way.
Run the project 2-way. Yeah. There you go, 2-way it. And then see how he develops, man. Like, put him in the G League for a little bit. See how he develops there. See if he develops a shot. And then kind of start to, maybe give him that cheap first contract and then go from there. That's what the Thunder are going to need to keep this team together. They're going to need those second rounders to pop and then sign those 3-year, $4.5 million contract that has a team option on the last year. And then hopefully, those are the ones that you keep on recycling and you keep on kind of like developing.
They need your next Wiggins now. You need your next Wiggins, AJ, Joe Dort, like one of those just cheap guys you pick up for free. So
yeah, Mitchell and Koa Pete are both like two guys that if they fall to the second round, like they're very good at everything but shooting. They're very strong. They're good defenders. They can rebound. A little bit of playmaking, drive to the rim, but just the shooting. So, that'd be a nice little project for Chip. But Focus, appreciate you coming on here, man. Good to see you again.
Good to hear from you, brother.
See you, but good to talk to you again.
My bad.
We'll have to. You're fine, man. We'll have to get you on.
No, for sure.
Some more in the offseason.
For sure, especially I'm gonna be grinding Sturts tape right now. The second I get home, I'm loading up the laptop because I watched a lot of Mara. I watched a lot of Michigan to watch all three of those guys. Sturts, I only watched I would say 4 or 5 games, so I'm ready to watch all of this tape right now. I'll probably post some stuff on Twitter tonight, just some clips. But I definitely want to talk about Sturts, Mara, maybe after Summer League or something like that, after Summer League game or something like that. That could definitely work. But I appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
Man.
Oh, of course. I mean, brother, you're part of this. You're welcome anytime. So, we're happy to have you, and hope to see you soon, brother.
See you soon, man. Thunder up.
Have a good man.
Thunder up.
Thunder up. All right, brother. We got
2 more picks, man.
2 more picks. The Cavs are coming up. Man, I wish I had blue light glasses right now because I feel it on my eyes. My eyes are like,
oh no.
Yeah, because I got my phone right here, I got the TV right here, I got the computer right here, and it's just like in my face. So love that. I don't know. I could see Visar going to the Cavs just because, like I said, with Allen and Mobley, they don't really have shooting at that position, and that's kind of a trend in the NBA.
Trading,
having
so
at least
Cleveland,
one big guy
Cleveland is trading 29 to Sacramento for 34 and a future second rounder. And then it says,
right,
and then it says they're going to take, hold on, my phone cut off. Oh, they're interested in UConn's Alex Karabin at 29. Listen, that's a dumb pick right there. If you're if you're Sacramento and you're beginning a rebuild,
swing man.
Brother, swing. This is where you take Koa Pete.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Or Malik Thomas.
I mean, frick, man. Take Baba Mel.
Baba's he's older, man. He's a senior.
Yeah, he is older. Yeah.
Wow.
Or you could say Jack Kyle or any of those guys. That's
crazy.
A
weird pick right there. Hell, Isaiah Evans, man. Take Isaiah Evans right there. Give yourself a big wing defender. Come on. He's only he's only a sophomore. Kings are gonna Kings.
Okay, I was about to say that is a very Kings thing to do.
Word.
All right, well, we're at the Mavs. I mean, whoa. The Phoenix Suns are trying to move up now with their eyes on Koa Pete.
That makes sense, man. At this point, Koa Pete, that's this is when you take him. I know he has his deficiencies, but if you're gonna swing on somebody at 30, you take him right now.
Yep. I mean, hey, that would
such a
nice for the Suns,
move, man.
Yeah, I can't believe they did that.
That team can't get out of its own way.
Honestly, though, man, Darius Akup's just gonna go there and rot.
Yeah, no, he's not. I don't think he is. But I think the Kings just have an issue with staying young and staying bad for a while. You're naturally gonna be bad. You were horrible last year, but implementing a rebuild plan for some franchises is so difficult to see through all the way, and the Kings are one of the teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about expansion teams. I think the Kings should deserve a shout as
a relegation team.
Yeah, everybody wants to point to the freaking to the Pelicans and the Grizzlies for teams that don't deserve an NBA team. California does not need 4 NBA teams. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't have here's the thing, man. I don't have an issue with them because Sacramento is very akin to Oklahoma City as far as they like Sacramento is the Oklahoma City of California teams. Like they're the smaller one. They are the capital, yes, but they're the smaller one as compared to LA and to like San Francisco, Golden State. But you got to know how to run a franchise using smart tactics like the Thunder do. Like get yourself a GM that actually knows how to run a team. Get yourself a GM that is okay with a couple years of rebuilding, of being bad, so that you can go ahead and stock your asset chest and stock your team with good young talent and develop that. They just can't. They don't know how to do that.
Yeah, no, it's gotta love the Kings, man. I wonder if Russell Westbrook ends up going back there.
I mean, he is. They love him. They like Russell Westbrook did the veteran thing while he was with the Kings, man. Like he was great on that team, you know. But you know he's probably going to do it again next year. But again, you don't at this point in his career, you don't bring Russell Westbrook in to be onto a winning team to have winning moments. Like you bring him onto a rebuilding, struggling team to kind of like show them how to be veterans, show them how life in the NBA works, show them how to get like the utmost potential for their skill, for their talent. Like that's what you bring him on for. And he did a great job last year. And so hopefully that continues. He's always going to have a place in the league if he continues to be that kind of player, that kind of guy.
Absolutely. I'm just waiting for like the solidification that they're taking.
Yeah, he put it out. Fisher did.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Kopi is who they are taking.
Good pick.
That concludes the first round, man. So I mean, Alex, let me ask you, man. I mean, let's look at who is still available. I mean, so what? Malik Thomas, Isaiah Evans, Henry Visar.
I am moving up as quick as possible to get Isaiah Evans. As quick as possible.
Yeah, that'd be fire,
like,
bro.
I would trade, 37, and I would even trade San Antonio's first next year. Like I know some teams are like starving for that. I would trade San Antonio's first next year, 37, and then whoever wants some extra second round picks, and I would move up to try to get Isaiah Evans.
Okay, I'm trying to. Is it for sure the Knicks at 31?
Yes. Oh, I don't know. It may
yeah,
be. Was it? No. That's the Knicks pick, and the Knicks are going to make that pick.
Yeah,
because that's the type of thing. A championship team. You want somebody cheap. You want somebody, and so you're going to make that pick.
Yeah, Grizzlies at 32.
Yeah.
Unless did they trade? No, they got all the second round picks from that trade. Okay. Yeah, and then Timberwolves at 33. That is from the Brooklyn Nets trade. So that could be an option to kind of move up to as well. So it'll be interesting to see, man. Like, I mean, Richie Saunders, Isaiah Evans, like those are two names that kind of ring out. Dylan Mitchell, like I mentioned. And then Malik Thomas, like, I don't think we need more guards like that, but
again, if you can go BPA in the second round, you go BPA.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, Alex, we did it, man. Ooh. Almost 4 hours later. I'll tell you what. Shout out to the guest that came on. We actually had to bump somebody because he was running into Chuck's time and they had to record a podcast. Yeah. The draft went by way slower than I remembered. I don't know why I thought it would be over in 2.5 hours. It's
tomorrow
later.
Will be over in 2.5 hours. Like tomorrow, like the picks are like the time between picks is like
tomorrow will be over in like an hour.
2 minutes, 3 minutes. So
I will say I will not be covering tomorrow's draft. I will be just watching that and tweeting about it. But yeah, either way, there's still some talent out there on the board for the Thunder to grab it at in the second round for a two-way. Richie Saunders would give us our quota for our medical redshirt player that we draft every year. So that would that could be the shout on that one. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that tapped into the stream. It was very much popping, whenever we made our picks. Kind of petered out a little bit there, but still like a very strong showing. Shout out to the people on Buzzer that are tapped in for the first time. Hope you guys like it. If you do, follow us on Buzzer. We'll be posting more stuff on there as we continue on. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when we go live. Like the video, like the stream, comment down below what you think about Mara Sturts and who you would take at 37. Until next time, guys, this has been Top of Thunder Podcast. Hope you have a great night. God bless.